Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another stream here today. We are back. We took a week off, took some time off, but we have returned.
Yes, sir.
Hope
How's it going,
everyone is
man?
doing well. We have plenty of topics to discuss. Before we begin, of course, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're watching the recording or watching live, we greatly appreciate it either way. Of
Absolutely.
course, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask him here, or feel free to also join the Discord I have in the description below. You can ask questions there. So when we do future streams, we'll have those actually done for you ahead of time, meaning more in depth, more intricate answers if that's what you would like. So feel free to join the Discord as well. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and also Batman and Shinobi's, which is all in the description as well. It's greatly appreciated.
Yes, sir. Be much appreciated and look forward to making more content for you guys
Yeah,
soon.
certainly.
Definitely.
And there's future projects that will be out soon with all of us individually. So look forward to all of that. Hopefully on many topics. So let me let the people know we
Yeah.
are live real quick, and we shall begin, folks. Any questions you may have, feel free to ask. And donations and members get priority, but feel free to ask either way. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to, kind of create some new, fresher topics for the community and stuff, just to, keep it a little bit more
Exactly.
enticing and,
Yeah.
kind of, just bring some more topics of discussion of interest to you folks as well. So,
Yeah. So for you folks that have been wondering, my Jujutsu Kaisen journey. I'm caught up to chapter 64. I'm not gonna lie, I spoiled myself on some of the information even further than that. But if you guys have any questions on JJK, I can now answer them uh, efficiently. So if any questions you may have, and I would recommend to keep it chapter 64 before, because there I have more knowledge. So if you
I
guys
have
want
a
to ask,
question for you, Jay, real quick.
yeah,
How big of an amp do you think each one of Sukuna's fingers gives the
that's a good
protagonist?
that's a good question. There are
Like,
20, so
mm,
irrationally, one is not even enough to not even contend with Gojo. Again, Gojo's quantification is unknown. He's so overpowered. All 20, some speculate that he could surpass Gojo. Again, that's all speculation though, so it's not exactly the best logical strategy. I would, but I would deduce that with all 20, I think he is top two, top three in the verse, as of my knowledge, as of now. Even possibly enough to contend with Gojo. Again, that's a big if, but I certainly think he defeats the vast majority of special grade curses, and probably the vast majority of sorcerers as well. I think there's very few that would be able to contend with that. Even the best of curses and sorcerers would have a tough time, to say the least.
hmm
So,
Yeah, there's a lot of lore and reputation and notoriety behind Sukuna.
yeah.
Um, I worry for, if he does take 20, let's say, I worry that he won't just get absolutely possessed and not even be in control of his body anymore.
Yeah, that's
So,
definitely a worry, and it seems implied, but I'm not quite sure. What's going on, Lane? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it seems implied, but only time will tell how that will play itself out. But for you guys
mhm.
wondering my thoughts on JJK, because I know many of you guys were wondering, it's a very good anime. Now, the thematic aspects as good as something like Naruto, no, but the power scaling established in the verse is one of the most interesting I've probably ever seen. Very intricate, very detailed. Clearly, a lot of thought was put into it. My preconceived notions were correct about it. Specifically, Gojo, his powers are most likely currently to me the most intricate. Um, the whole idea of infinity and the very fact that any opponent that tries to land an attack on him is essentially converging. They're causing a convergence of an infinite series, meaning they will never be able to reach him because of the theoretical infinite distance between him and his opponent. A good paradox is, I believe it's called the Achilles and tortoise paradox, which essentially means that the tortoise, you let the tortoise start ahead of you in the race, and essentially you never reach him due to the infinite distance between you and the tortoise. No matter how minuscule the distance between you two, there's still theoretically infinite distance because there are infinite numerical values that could be referenced no matter the distance. That's essentially the idea with Gojo and his ability, which is extremely well thought out. So he's basically untouchable, but he does have to keep the ability on. So there is a weakness. If he turns it off, he's vulnerable. If he doesn't activate it in time, implying someone faster than him could blitz him if his ability's off and land a shot on him. So he's not infinitely untouchable. Let's say that.
No, just
Yeah.
as of so far in the series, he's definitely up there on the top dog list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Certainly.
eventually, we'll be able to exploit what weaknesses he may have, and
Yeah. So.
because he's not really the protagonist after all, but he's
Yeah.
definitely like a main accentuation
Yeah.
for
He's
sure.
definitely a big part, but he's certainly not the main one. With that being Yuji, but someone asked, would double MS Kakashi beat Gojo or Itachi? Now, if he has the infinite ability on, that'd be interesting. Certainly. However, the physiology of Shinobi are certainly different. The Genjutsu aspect is certainly one to be discussed. There's certainly a possibility that Genjutsu would not have to deal with the infinite convergence because it's not a physical attack. And it seems that physical attacks are what give the infinity its advantage. So theoretically, I think it's definitely possible that Itachi could Tsukuyomi him, and it would work. It would just not be affected by the infinity ability that's always on. There's also something I read that if there's enough, well, specifically for the infinity ability, there's an instance, I spoiled it for myself, but there's an instance where two special grade curses put, I believe, Gojo in a domain expansion, and because he's in this specific domain expansion, his ability doesn't work. His technique is nullified because in a domain expansion, apparently, strikes are guaranteed. So you're going to land a strike. Your success rate greatly increases, and it's essentially a sure thing from what I've read. So there is weaknesses, and I do think the speed, if his ability is off, would be too great for him. Itachi would probably blitz him and kill him before he can even activate it. From what I
Yeah, I
can
don't know
tell.
if this is accurate or not, but isn't JJK characters supposed to be like on the level of sound, perhaps?
Yeah,
That's okay.
even the curse criteria from grade 4 to special grade. Special grade, they say that you would need multiple clusters of explosives. That's not very high scaling in comparison to Naruto, where they reach like planet level plus or universe or even galaxy if you go to the top of the Boruto scale. So
And especially
Gojo,
DMS Kakashi, right? I
yeah,
mean,
I certainly don't believe Gojo is planet level. There's not nowhere near enough information to deduce that. So let
no,
alone
there really isn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
let alone beyond that, like solar system or even galaxy, which is predicted by the highest Boruto characters like Baryon Naruto and stuff like that. I don't think he'd be even able to react, to be honest. Um,
Well, that's the thing about Gojo. It's not necessarily about AP. It's more so his hacks, like you're indicating. Like if
yeah,
he does put you in this domain, one, your speed's nullified. Doesn't matter, right?
yep,
Two, he
yeah,
has control of everything in that domain, just like Tsukiyomi does, essentially. Like he has control of that realm and can, bypass your durability with any one of his attacks, essentially. So,
yeah,
um, but yeah, if he doesn't get you in that and you blitz him prior to his activation, then that you have it right there, right? And
yeah.
DMS Kakashi would definitely be able to do that if
Oh
he's on
yeah,
sound. I mean,
yeah.
massively
They're way
faster.
beyond. They're probably beyond even light speed. Especially DMS Kakashi.
Oh, facts. I mean,
Yeah,
if the right Kage is supposedly light speed, like
yeah.
DMS Kakashi is for show
Oh yeah. Certainly. Like
faster than that. Yeah,
yeah. So
not even
Gojo,
questionable.
this kind of comes down to the One Punch Man uh, dilemma. Like where does One Punch Man scale? But simply put, there's not enough empirical evidence to scale him to Goku. And likewise here, the case is similar. There's not enough empirical evidence to scale Gojo to individuals of even mid-tier Naruto characters. There's just not enough. He's facing multi-cluster explosive level individuals or below. Like Naruto touches that in part one, so I highly doubt he'd have a chance against someone like
At,
Itachi. Yeah,
yeah, at this point, it's like comparing Naruto to DBZ.
exactly.
Almost, it's just such a
Uh,
massive gap in power scaling that
yeah,
it's not really like fair to have versus battles against them.
yeah,
It's
and
just so one-sided.
yeah, and there's also a theoretical possibility that the vast speed difference might even cause the infinity ability to not necessarily work. There is a very, very large distance, but there's a theory that if the speed is so vast that it might bypass the ability. Again, that's theoretical, but that's also a possibility due to the sheer speed advantage that someone like Kakashi would have. Um,
And he could probably just calmly himself, put himself in a dimension, take himself
exactly.
out, and
Yep.
then bam, he's out of that domain. So
Exactly. What's going on, Nio?
yeah,
Thanks for coming in. But any questions
what's
you
up,
may have,
Naya?
folks, any questions you may have at all, feel free to ask. But yeah, Gojo, certainly caught my eye. Very intricate abilities. Some of the most unique I've seen. Domain expansion, like I explained, very interesting abilities. It seems that an individual with more cursed energy is able to overwhelm an individual with inferior cursed energy and their domain expansion, which is what Gojo did to Tojo, I believe his name is, the like volcano head guy.
Yep.
I think that kind of implies that if your cursed energy is superior, then you could basically overwhelm and override the abilities of an inferior curse energy user. It's kind of similar to Bleach in a way with spiritual
I was
pressure.
just thinking that.
Yeah, like
Literally.
Aizen
Yeah.
can overwhelm the second seed Espada, even though he can deteriorate anything below his own spiritual pressure. The reason he can't do it to him is because his spiritual pressure is too vast. He can't bypass it. It's like trying to hit.
Like a durability, essentially.
Yeah,
You know?
certain. Yeah, it's essentially you have more durability the more curse energy you have, similar to Bleach. So it's very, very kind of similar to Dragon Ball as well. If you have immense key advantage, you could kind of see that with Beerus and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He couldn't even scratch him because of the sheer difference in key and power level. So Jay catching our JJK. Yep. How far are you? I'm as far as chapter 64, but I'm not gonna lie. I spoiled myself a little bit on what takes place later on, very slightly. I'm looking into the power scaling, unfortunately, but so 64 definitively though. Chapter
Roughly,
64.
where does the anime stop in terms of like manga chapters?
Yeah,
You know?
essentially, yeah, I looked it up. It's chapter 64. That's
Okay.
and then season 2 apparently is going to be chapters 64 to 79, which
Interesting.
I think it's called Gojo's Past or something like that. We're going to get into that or something, if I'm not mistaken.
Good.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Let's get some development going, huh?
especially of him. We need some. Yeah, we
We
definitely.
need that.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see that. But yeah, JJK is very good. Yeah, first season of the anime. Yeah, and I looked into the manga a little bit and finished the anime. Yeah.
I will agree with you that like thematically it doesn't serve the same purpose as what Naruto gave us, but
Yeah. No.
what I
Yeah.
do enjoy about these new animes nowadays is the pacing is like it's to the point, right?
I like
Aesthetically,
that.
it's very
Yeah.
pleasing. The ideology about powers and antagonists are very unique to
Yep.
some extent. Like we were saying, like it's always demons and freaking devils being antagonists, but either way, it's cool. You know what I mean? It makes sense to a lot of people why they're so powerful, and but yeah, I really enjoy the pacing. Even though there's not
Oh
much
yeah.
character development, it's
Yep.
still rather enjoyable for sure.
Yeah. There's certainly a weight scale when it comes to pacing and character development. You get one or the other. You could try to hit the sweet spot where you get a little bit of both, best of both worlds. But I do like the pacing. I definitely liked the pacing. Obviously, the character development was lacking, with Yuji being the main character, getting the most, Gojo getting some, mostly just impressive aesthetic showings. But I did learn a little bit of his character and what he represents. But clearly, Itadori, Yuji was by far the most developed. Clearly, he's the main protagonist.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but because of there only being 24 episodes, a lot of the characters are somewhat bland still because there isn't much development of them. There's just not enough time in 24
I will give
episodes.
him,
So.
yeah, I will give him props though that despite there being such a lack of like canonical literature or anime, it's still enough to keep us interested in
Oh
these
yeah, yeah, yeah,
characters and
certainly.
looking forward to their development in the future. I mean, so
Yeah, the narrative was very good. The aesthetic battles that took place were very good as well. I enjoyed them a lot, especially when Gojo was around, which really wasn't a battle; it was just him slamming everybody. But he's definitely very overpowered, certainly, and I definitely want to see what more. Like he's my favorite character by easily. I certainly want to see what else he's capable of. But so
yeah,
far,
no
so
one has
good.
that aura that he does. He just has this cold chill factor to him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's very very appealing.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
very, very, very appealing. His abilities themselves are appealing and interesting. Yeah, he's by far my favorite character. It's not even close. Second would probably be maybe one of the special grade curses. The main guy.
I
I
mess
forgot.
with Sukuna a lot. Like he seems like a
Oh,
badass.
Sukuna is badass. Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
And he seems very powerful. Like when that one special grade tried to touch Yuji's heart or soul, and he accidentally touched Sukuna's, and he slammed the special grade like nothing. Yeah, he's super powerful.
He's like this missed child. You know
Yeah,
what I
he's
mean?
like, how dare you? I'm gonna punish you now. Don't do that again. I was like, wow. Yeah, he's super powerful. But yeah, folks, any questions you may have on that, JJK, Naruto, whatever the case may be, feel free to ask.
Reminiscent of like Kurama inside Naruto, low key,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. Definitely some parallels there. Like the dichotomy they have. Sakuna doesn't care about Yuji currently at all. He's like, I don't give a shit if you, like, even if we die, I don't care. I'm gonna do
It's like
things.
Kurama.
Yeah,
Oh, kind of, but yeah.
yeah, but essentially. Now you gotta watch the JJK Zero movie. I know there's a JJK Zero series, and I know there's a movie as well.
I know there's a movie. I'm finna watch that for sure, bro. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I think it's a
Thank you.
prequel apparently. Yeah, and I think JJK Zero anime manga wise is only 4 chapters or something like that. It's just a prequel to the events that we see in JJK. But yeah, folks, any questions you may have, feel free to ask.
Looks like Lane's asked a question.
Let's see, am I in the right chat?
Sage Hashirama in Final Valley Madara versus
Oh,
start of Boruto Leaf Village without Naruto and Sasuke.
Sage Hashirama on Final Valley Matter versus start of Boruto Leaf Village without Naruto and Sasuke. Oof. Well, the most prominent individuals without them would be Sakura. And we've had
Kakashi.
Kakashi. We've had this discussion, unfortunately, as much as I don't like Sakura. She has very impressive war arc feats, including being able to survive an attack from Jubidara and then still having enough in the tank to damage Kaguya. I just think that those guys don't even touch that level remotely, unfortunately. And on top of that, this is a decade later, implying it's with it being very easy to imply how much stronger she's become, how much training she's had, how much she's honed the 100 healings ability. So honestly, they'd probably get slammed by her, Kakashi. Kakashi's doesn't have a Sharingan, but he does have probably much better stamina without that weighing down on him. If we go by the
Yeah.
novels, he slams.
Tangible
yeah,
Sakura definitely takes it by herself. The only thing I can see
maybe get
probably being problematic is Genjutsu for Madara,
yeah,
obviously.
Genjutsu.
But
Yeah,
she's known to have such great chakra control from the very get-go. So decades later, I don't see it being much of an issue. I mean,
yeah,
she
I
knows what
agree.
Sasuke is capable of and shit. So
Yeah, and also her
that's
speed as
yeah,
well. I think she'd blitz them both just based on what
I
she's
agree.
able to do. Yeah, and as bad as that sounds, and much as I hate saying that, empirically that's what's implied. So, and if we go by the novels, Kakashi. Oh shit! $100 from
Oh
the
my
goat.
God,
Holy shit! We
yo,
gotta stop the fucking show real quick.
yo, thank you so much,
Yo,
brother.
the goat has
Appreciate it, dog.
returned. Wow. All right,
What a
give me.
banger start,
I
bro.
I definitely got to put that on the screen. If you want to read that, Shinobi, go ahead, and I'll answer
Yeah,
after.
sure. I also just want
Yeah.
to say AFK Rock Lee would probably do it too. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely, yeah,
yo,
absolutely.
Jay, I got a good question. How powerful would Goku and Naruto fusion be? And could you scale their transformations and techniques?
Shoot, yeah, we got you for sure. I'm gonna give a thorough one. If you want to start, Shinobi, I'm gonna put this on the screen real quick.
Yeah, so let's go with current iterations of Goku and Naruto. So Mastered Ultra Instincts with Baryon mode, the most powerful versions. Um, Baryon mode would be quite an amp to like speed and AP on top of Goku's already. So if we're like combining the two, I would say AP would probably be hyperversal,
Oof.
multiversal.
Oh yeah. Oh
Uh,
yeah.
Goku is immensely fast already, so even amping that to any degree would be um, very advantageous. I mean, the guy is massively faster than light. He can instantly transmission. He can teleport at a whim to anyone, as long as he can sense their ki or life energy, essentially. Plus, you have autonomous defense abilities, right? So
Yep.
it would be very hard to hit you. The Baryon mode would run out, granted, eventually, but honestly, it wouldn't be much of an issue because someone of that caliber with these techniques and tangible stats would be an immense threat, if you will. So I
Oof.
don't
Yeah.
see many characters fucking with that fusion. What are we calling him?
Uh.
Narugo?
Yeah.
Naruto?
Narugo or what would be the other way around? Goku
Uh,
Gokuto.
Gokuto.
Yeah.
Gokuto.
Gokuto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So essentially, of course, you got to presuppose the fusion and its overall multiplier. From the Dragon Ball verse, it's implied that not only are their powers obviously additionally mixed together and there's a sum, but on top of that, there's a multiple that seems to be implied to be exponential. So if they were to fuse and have a similar fusion to the maybe Patara earrings or the fusion dance, the multiplier would be so immense that there probably aren't very many characters in fiction, period, that would even stand a chance of touching the individual. It would be immense. And on top of that, let's say they fuse, and then you have this theoretical possibility that Goku's amplification of power when he's goes to the next stage of his evolution from Super Saiyan to 2 to God, and Naruto's where you can go to Sage mode, Baryon mode, KCM. If all that is also additionally compounded on top of the exponential increase, besides that, I mean, we're talking about easily multiversal plus, probably even beyond that, hyperversal possibly. Because what happens is the larger the numerical value that we're dealing with, as far as the baseline, the larger the proportions become from multiplication. So if you have 10, and we're talking about a 10 times multiplier, we only get to 100. We're talking about a million, then we get to 10 million, then we get to 100 million. The quantification will become exponentially large, and I think that's an understatement. Now, as far as techniques, again, that depends on your presuppositions. Will they have access to both? Will they mix? That's also a possibility. Would we get some sort of Kamehameha or Sengon hybrid ability? That's also very, very likely. Will we get Sage Mode Super Saiyan 3? Who knows? The possibilities are endless. But I'll certainly say this with some safe confidence. If they were to fuse and their abilities and multipliers combine, they'd probably defeat almost anybody. Besides like omnipotent beings, possibly. It'd be very, very difficult.
Can you imagine like this? Let's call him Boruto. Just doing like 2,000 shadow clones.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
Everywhere, and it's definitely possible if
Vegeta
and Goku can make a Big Bang Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A Kamehameha or Sengon or something of the sort.
Because Naruto is able to use thousands, damn near equal to himself. Now add Goku's abilities and that ability. You're talking about thousands of multiversal plus individuals at once. That's just preposterous.
You can use boil release on top of Kaioken, on top of Sage mode. I mean, bro, your sensory perception abilities would be, I mean, on top of Ultra Instinct, bro, I mean, that would just be fucking broken.
Yeah, and if you want to be technical, even go even further, their healing ability would be broken. Naruto basically has with Kurama, has the equivalent of a damn near Senzu Bean in Dragon Ball. So Goku would have damn near Senzu Bean level regeneration with Naruto's Kurama infused into him, fused together. Theoretically, of course. He'd be so broken that even if he were damaged, he'd just simply heal from it, just like Naruto does.
And if he has Baryon mode, he's literally draining your life source too.
If we're talking, Goku with Baryon mode, I don't see. He might even contend with angels at this point. It's very possible, but theoretically, he would just beat most of people in fiction. Most people, he already does, let alone with a Naruto fusion. And if we theoretically imply that they have the ability to multiply their own power combined, that'd be insane.
I'm gonna say right now, bro, he's beating Zeno.
There's a very good chance that he beats Zeno. Very good chance. If we combine all these abilities, give him the benefit of the doubt, it's very, very possible that we could talk about it. We could be talking about an outer-versal individual. It's very possible. That'd be one of the most broken characters. Not gonna lie, but once again, Sergis, thanks for that. You're a goat for that.
Thank you so much, bro.
That was very. We appreciate that, Sir Goats. I'm not gonna lie, I like the cast of the movie more than the main cast of the anime and manga, and it was in a way less time. My main issue with JJK as a whole is that I can't care for the character. I agree. There's a lot of that going around. Yeah.
Development, man. Yeah, absolutely. There's not enough of it right now.
Yep.
Sure.
And it's mainly battle with next to no downtime from what I read. Yeah, even from what I watch, it seems that's the case as well. Very, very little downtime for development. I personally need more than battles to keep me reading. I agree.
It just seems that's the trajectory of current animes. It's just the pacing is a lot different than like the big three. You know what I mean? One Piece is still doing that kind of pacing, and I respect it for that. You know what I mean?
Now that would be like the opposite of the weight scale. Like the pacing is so slow, but conversely, the development's very good because of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's like the example of either extreme. You have 24 episodes for a whole season, and you have One Piece with over 1,000 episodes. So with different arcs, of course, but still the point still stands that like it's much more thorough. It's much more explained because it has so much media to display what they're trying to convey. So I stopped reading at chapter 95 personally. Yeah, I might start reading if I get impatient and want to see what happens, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. I might as well. But there's a lot of great anime right now that,
yeah, definitely. Imagine it's
the
Rasengan
Ultraman.
Kamehameha or Kaioken Stage Mode. Oof, yeah, broken. Be broken for sure.
Dude, Kaioken, Baryon mode,
Oh my god.
Ultra Instinct. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is broken
Aesthetically,
people.
that'd be sick as hell too,
Oh
though.
yeah, the design would be very very cool to see that. But any
They
questions you may
need to
have,
make that
folks?
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Any questions you may have, folks, feel free to ask. But I guess we can discuss this while you guys ask questions. Any and all questions are welcomed. So recently we've not really discussed, but we've been seeing Boruto versus the Akatsuki. I will react to Six's video specifically, but my take on it for people wondering is the further into the narrative Boruto we're talking about, the better chance he has of beating the Akatsuki. Now, early Boruto from the very oh shit, $10 from Sergis once again. Appreciate that, brother.
Oh my god, just
What
homie,
a
bro.
goat,
Love you,
goat.
dog.
Appreciate that, brother. Let's go ahead and answer that, and I'll get back to what I was talking about. Uh, or Sasuke and Vegeta fusion. Okay, so that would be interesting because then we're talking about an individual who can utilize Genjutsu with Sasuke. So we would have Vegeta's physical prowess on top of Sasuke's hacks. You essentially have a very very well-rounded fighter from a hacks perspective and clearly a physical tangible aspect as well. And on top of that, you'd have the amplification of vision thanks to Sasuke's Rene Sharingan. If we're implying we're talking about Prime Sasuke and his Sharingan, we're talking about Vegeta. Let's call it Vejiku, something like that. Essentially, he'd be theoretically be able to utilize Amaterasu at a much greater scale because Vegeta's
Fuck, eat
just
that.
yeah, because he's just so much more powerful. Also, what I could see as a possibility is a more powerful Dojutsu thanks to the key that Vegeta will provide when they're combining their ability. There's just so many theories with so many theoretical possibilities with these guys, but an interesting
Yeah,
fight would yeah
it would amp him greatly because Vegeta has such a massive supply of ki or
yeah
life energy. So all these hacks abilities that really drain Sasuke wouldn't be much of an issue anymore.
yep
To add on top of that, he can now teleport. He can open up dimensional portals. Um, Genjutsu is a possibility, like you just said as well. And then you have the plethora of ultra ego abilities that well that
yeah
come with that. So you
exactly
have Hakai and this different kind of aura. So it would match up thematically these two characters. You know what I mean?
yeah
They kind of
definitely
play the same role.
yeah
But yeah, not as powerful as Goku, of course, but still
pretty
someone to
yeah
revere for sure.
yeah certainly it'd definitely be a respectable fusion for sure. There's it just these kind of fusions open the floodgates of endless possibilities. But I would see an individual that's well rounded in the hacks department and the physical department. That's what I would say at the very least. It'd be a very broken
Canonically,
individual.
though, if they do fuse with the Batara or dance, I don't see them being in fusion form very long at all. Could
Yeah,
you imagine the amount of chakra or ki this character would have? It would greatly reduce the duration of the fusion time.
that's
So,
true. Yeah.
hypothetically, especially Goku Naruto,
Oh
we're
yeah.
talking like 5 minutes or so,
Yeah.
which would run out before Baryon mode does.
Yeah.
You
The
know?
very ability to sustain would be hampered by how powerful the person becomes, the fusion person becomes. So yeah, that's definitely a good point for sure.
Yeah,
Um, they
definitely.
they'd have to do their damage quickly, which they probably don't need more than a minute on basically. uh,
5 seconds,
Yeah,
bro. Shit.
yeah, like even basically against anyone, they wouldn't need much time, unless we're talking about omnipotent individuals or something like that. Will you guys ever do a Boruto power skill tier list? Now that part one
Yeah,
is
unless we're
over.
talking
Yeah,
Kakuzu or some.
yeah, we could do that.
Kakuzu's the only guy who could beat him.
Yeah, yeah, Kakashi is universal, omnipotent. So, yeah, we might do the Boruto power scaling tier list. That'd be interesting. Um,
We were
not
going to.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
going to. Well, we didn't have all the characters like current Ida or anything, but we might do a purely Boruto power tier list. Definitely possible. We might do that.
Sounds
Uh,
fun, man. I'm down. For
yeah,
sure.
definitely. Super Saiyan Susanoo, exactly. That'd be broken as hell. I think even
Super
Tite
Saiyan
Ku.
3 Susanoo.
Yeah, I think even Tite Kubo suggested the author JJK to have characters have more downtime. I don't remember the exact quote. Oh, makes sense. I mean, Kubo is a very talented writer himself. But yeah, folks, any
Oh,
questions you may have?
absolutely. A
Any questions
legend.
at all? Appreciate it, Sir Goats. You're a goat for what you've done. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate the love, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
you're a consistent go, bro.
yeah, we
Appreciate the
appreciate that,
love,
man.
man.
But continuing on with Boruto versus the Akatsuki, like I said, the further into the narrative you get, the stronger Boruto becomes, and it's quite the trajectory he takes. He amplifies in power very quickly, much faster than his father, I'd say, during his age.
No doubt.
So the further you get down the narrative, the better chance that Boruto would win, clearly, against the Akatsuki. Once we're talking Karma Boruto, even in base, I think he'd probably take on any one of them individually, at least. Um,
So in base, where do you think he stops in the Akatsuki hierarchy?
in base, at his best, it's very hard to quantify where he'd be at. But I think he would get through the low tier, like a Hedon and a Kakazu. If we're talking beginning Boruto, he doesn't even get past Hedon. He gets slammed by even
No.
him. But if we're talking about current base Boruto, I mean, even he's pretty strong. Some of his feats are impressive. I would say he gets through Hedon, Kakazu with the Vanishing Rasengan for sure. Um, there's Deidara. I mean, he has the arsenal to deal with someone like Deidara, but it wouldn't be easy. If
No,
we're
not.
Yeah,
Data is very situational with the flying and
yep.
microscopic bombs and
We'd have to
uh,
quantify Boruto's speed at this point. That's the main thing. Um,
absolute.
yeah. The very fact that they have karmas just it gives them an indirect amp anyway. So base Boruto now is just so powerful, even not being overtaken by Momo. Um, there's a good chance he'd get through most of them. If we're talking about the current Boruto in base, there's a possibility maybe all of them, because they're very empirical feats he's done. Even against Otsutsuki. I mean, the very fact that he can even contend or do anything remotely tuned Otsutsuki already puts him at beyond Akatsuki level. Um, as,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
It just doesn't make sense thematically, though, considering the development that we've observed and read about him so far. But he has to remain relevant to be the protagonist in the first
exactly.
place. So
Yeah.
I get it. You know, for sure.
Even though he's strong, I just can't see him beating Akatsuki without Momoshiki. Well, even without Momo, he was able to destroy the armor of a Kara individual, and that was before even Momoshiki gave him any sort of help. That alone is already impressive. But it's contentious. It's contentious for sure.
Genjutsu would be a problem for sure
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
Itachi
Itachi
and
might just finesse him. Yeah, this certainly probably would. Boruto's naive still. He's not as experienced as Naruto. That's for sure. And Itachi's very subtle, so he might not even know he's in a Genjutsu.
Sori and Kisame, honestly, too. I mean, absorbing chakra, poison hacks.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
it's
every Akatsuki member has its own arsenal and like situational matchup. You
yeah.
know,
I
so
would I'd have to do a video myself, honestly, like Six did, to really look into this empirically, to really come to a better
mm,
conclusion, because it's certainly contentious. Outside looking in without heavily researching the topic. For sure, early Boruto gets slammed by even Hedon. We can all agree with that. But later on, it does become a problem to scale him. He just scales and does so many impressive things at such a young age, even without Momo's interference. With
yeah,
Mo,
I don't
yeah,
blame you. I don't blame you folks for like taking that position as well because like the Akatsuki are like one of the most revered antagonists in pretty much all of anime. So
yeah,
to say that early undeveloped Boruto beats most of them, I don't blame you guys for questioning that. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. Early
But
Boruto, certainly not. Yeah, definitely
mm,
not. Ain't no way Boruto beating Pain. I mean, if he's faster than Pain, what can you do? It's possible. Imagine Ida making Itachi and Madara a simp. Oh Jesus, that'd be so embarrassing.
dude.
Theoretically, she could. They wouldn't be stand a fucking chance.
I mean,
Um,
if Sarada can resist it, I'm sure those homies can, bro.
yeah, someone like Itachi and Madara. I don't. Yeah, it's so bizarre. I hope they explain Ida's. I mean, they did try to explain it with Momo explaining the omnipotent Senjutsu. But it's bizarre that Sarada didn't fall for it. It's just very
There might
bizarre.
be some dumb rationalization like, oh, it's because she has a strong connection to
Oh
Boruto. And it's
God,
like,
that'd be so stupid.
bruh,
It's like
that's all you got?
yeah, like why would Sasuke fall for it, or other people that have connections to him, or Mitsuki? Mitsuki was willing to die for Boruto. Why did he fall for it? Yeah, so it's very bizarre. Is Boruto even light speed? Currently, yeah. Beyond. Even in base, it's possible.
Oh, and with Karma, yeah, for
Karma,
sure,
absolutely. I
absolutely.
mean, yeah. He blitzed and one-shotted Boro when he became Momo Boroshiki. That was very impressive.
And we were kind of saying earlier with Boro, like he's an interesting one because it seems like his prowess is a result of like his hacks abilities with
Yeah,
poison and
exactly.
his durability and regeneration and shit. The fact that Chidori amped Tharda was able to blitz him,
That's,
kind of
yeah.
weird in my opinion.
It is strange.
Um,
Yeah.
Kind of convenient, honestly, but I mean, it is
Yeah.
what it is, right?
Because they're stated to have war. Inners are stated to have war potential of Naruto in his prime. It just seems very bizarre that Kid Sarada is blitzing him with a Chidori. Not even having a 3 Tomoe, I think, at that point. I think she had 1 or 2. It's very bizarre.
Mm,
So,
yeah, I think at least two for sure.
yeah. So, it's bizarre that that happened. The best rationalization is that he has that potential because of his hacks rather than his ability to do hand to hand combat. So, uh, will you guys ever do a Boruto? I think we just answered this. Yeah, we will do that in the future for sure. A Boruto power skill tier list for part 1. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
made like a 7 hour Shippuden
Yeah, if
watch
you
list. If you guys want to do that,
yeah, if
it's
you
been a
want to
while though.
see, a while ago we did a 7 hour tier list to Shippuden. We didn't get to finish. People were talking shit, but the my internet went off because we were out it so long. So yeah. Sorry I left. How far was Sakuna last against the Akatsuki? That's a good question. Even
Mm.
at his strongest, it's theoretical how strong he is at his strongest. I don't. I just think tangibly there's not enough to even conclude he'd beat even low tier Akatsuki members. This
I
the
don't. Yeah,
yeah
Sukuna. There's not enough on him. It's just
yeah.
lore right now,
Right now it's
honestly.
all lore. JJK just
Notoriety.
doesn't. Yeah, JJK just doesn't scale that high. Even the classifications of curses and sorcerers are at the toppest levels are considered multi-cluster level explosive level, which isn't that high at best. That's what maybe city level at best.
And
Um,
speed
and
sound.
speed as
I mean,
well.
sound speed. Yeah.
Yeah, the speed isn't anything I would consider light. There's not anything to prove that it's light speed. Um, I just think that they would get blitzed by even low tier Akatsuki members that are a Bijou level, which is a prerequisite to even being a Akatsuki member in the first place. So, yeah, I don't think Sakuna would have much success. Unless theoretically we're wrong and he's fucking broken with all once he's fully awakened. I don't know. Which I haven't seen. So,
I don't recall how we got taken down in the first place, honestly.
yeah, me
But
either. That never was explored from what I've read and seen. Maybe later on in this narrative, but
no, they have to. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. But that's what I look forward to. You know what I mean? They gave us
exactly.
enough to look forward to what's to come in the future. And I'm
Yeah,
cool with that. You know what I mean?
exactly. Make sure, by the way, folks, to hit the like button if you haven't already. A couple streams, actually, and this is bizarre, but good. One has hit over 40K views, the other over 36K, which is
Oh
insane.
wow.
Yeah, so we appreciate that, folks, for those. Um, I guess the algorithm works in mysterious ways. We haven't had one hit those numbers since the last one that hit 40K plus and over 100 legs. So if you guys can even get remotely close to that, we really appreciate that. And let us know of
Yeah, this
any, and yeah,
the like
any
definitely sends into
definitely
the
helps.
algorithm more for
Yeah.
more eyes, and we get more interaction, and we build a community slowly but
Exactly.
surely. You know
That's
what
what
I
we're
mean?
attempting
So
to do is have like a whole community to discuss many aspects of anime and beyond. So make sure to hit the like button. Let us know of any recommendations you may like for future streams, tier lists, reactions, whatever it may be. Feel free to do that. Also, I forgot to mention there will be some streams where if you guys ask, we'll react to something live. I'll say that 20 a donation of 20 and below, we'll do any reaction video that's 20 minutes and below. If you want anything higher than that, it's per minute. So if it's 21 minutes, it'd be 21. Super
dude, that
chat,
sounds
dollar super
fun.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just to mix it up, if any of you guys want a reaction, um, I guess we could do it in this one as well. But again, it goes 20 is for any reaction that's up to 20 minutes. Beyond that, it's dollar per minute. I think that's fair enough. But if anyone wants a reaction live, that is. So. RDC Sakuna versus JJK Sakuna. RDC.
RDC. Oh lord.
They're multiversal. I mean, RDC has multiple animes at once conversing, so probably Sakuna and RDC. So
Yeah, that's not even debatable, man. Those
not
guys are
even.
legends, bro.
They literally have an anime house. It's multiversal. It has several
Facts.
animes in one home. I mean, how much better can it get? Not even Hidan. Yeah, not even Hidan would probably beat Sukuna. Excuse me, not even Hidan would be defeated by Sukuna. So, but yeah, folks, any
As
questions you may
far as
have?
what we know right now, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
as far as what we
I'm not
know.
gonna make an assumption, based
Yeah,
off
it's
the
just
lore right now.
we're sort of in the innocent till proven guilty phase with JJK. Just not enough
Kind of
yet.
like Shibai, like yeah, you could say he's stronger than all the Atsuskis, yeah, for sure, based off lore, but I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
basically, mm,
We just have to speculate until we see what he's capable of. So
it's odd to me how like the Atsuski have been around for what millennia now, at least,
yeah, long
and there's
time.
only like what less than 10 of them. Like I don't know.
It's bizarre. Yeah, it's definitely bizarre. Kashin Koji versus Naruto. Current Naruto probably loses to Kashin Koji.
Which iteration of Naruto?
Yeah, Prime Naruto. Koji's not beating that. I doubt it.
No.
Yeah, especially with Barrett mode is slamming. I mean, he even slammed Ishiki, which Koji had no chance against. So he's clearly slamming. Um, Koji seems to scale over Delta. They had that interaction where they were at the Leaf Village or about to infiltrate, and he literally tells Delta stand back, and she kind of just listened. She later on she defied him and went to try to attack Naruto, but it's clear that she respects him enough to listen to him, implying some sort of superiority. So it's possible that Kashin Koji at his best scales above someone like Delta, which means that he's very formidable. He probably would beat a good amount of shinobi, including the Kages, possibly. Not Naruto in his prime, but I think he would contend with the Kages, with each one individually. Um, he's up there with a Kara inner. He's like a top Kara inner, essentially.
Yeah,
So,
if
yeah.
he's an enter, then supposedly they have the whole war potential statement
Yep.
against the statement. But
Yeah.
we did see what he did against Jigen,
Impressive.
albeit it had
Yeah.
a ton of prep from
Yeah.
him and Amado to establish these feats in the first place. So you can't take that hyper literally. What he
Yeah,
did.
you can't. Yeah.
It's like saying Konan can always use the billion paper bomb jutsu. Like that's not accurate. Like it took
Yeah,
years
no.
of prep to see what we saw.
Yeah.
But he is a clone of Jiraiya. He does have perfect sage mode. So I would say at least like 10 times stronger than stage mode
Oh, yeah.
Jiraiya.
Yep.
Just based off the numerical amplifications that we're used to at this point. But yeah, he's a weird one. We haven't seen much of him right now, but he's definitely going to come back in the series for sure. I
Yeah.
can anticipate that. Yeah.
And as far as current Naruto, it's hard to tell. He's certainly much weaker than his former self. Maybe that's enough to imply he would stand a chance against Koji now. Um, he certainly scales below Karma, Kawaki, and Boruto. If not, he wouldn't have been sealed by Kawaki. He would have avoided it and outscaled him in speed, which he certainly does not. It's implied that he's not on that level anymore, either by Shikamaru, by Sasuke, by Naruto himself, saying, "Yeah, we just can't help anymore. We're out of our fucking league." So, I would induce that he'd probably lose to Koji currently. Current Naruto probably loses to Koji right now.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't have Korma anymore.
Yeah.
At best, he has Sage mode. Maybe that's a 10 times amp plus. But without Korma, that's just a vast drop in power. It's vast.
Well, I will say this though, right? Like the Sage mode that we saw in Pain Arc wasn't really like the full extent of what Sage
Yeah.
mode's capable of for Naruto, and even that was better than Sage mode Jiraiya. Now we have like
It's
a
true.
Naruto like 20 years in the past. It's had Sage mode for a while. Yes, Koji, Kashin Koji, is that his name?
Yeah.
I forget, but he does have perfect Sage mode as well. But it just seems narratively implied that Naruto is always above someone like Jiraiya, and even a clone of him in the future. I don't see it narratively going out like that. But again, we don't know for sure
Yeah. So,
what kind of Naruto can really do except Sage mode.
yeah. And I'll say this: despite Koji being a clone aesthetically, he's certainly far and away more powerful than Jiraiya. It's not
Oh
even
yeah,
close. So,
yeah.
yeah, and the fact that he's an inner and is even able to contend with someone like Jigen, I'd say that current Naruto probably wouldn't do too well. I don't even think Kawaki and Boruto with Karma could deal with some of the inners still, specifically like Code possibly. Um, so yeah, I think Koji would probably beat him again. Could be incorrect, and Naruto with Sage Mode is somehow still a Kara inner level, which would be kind of questionable since him in his prime had comparable war potential. So that'd be very strange if he was still on that caliber after Kurama dying. So I doubt he's even car level at all at this point. But again, we'll find out if that's the case. Now that's a major understatement. RDC Sukuna is at least out of Versal. Yeah, exactly. He certainly is.
Oh yeah, I mean, bare minimum boundless, bro. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, Batman messaged us.
What do you say?
You guys still live? Yes, you are.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you got time.
Yeah, we're gonna ask him real quick, folks, if he wants to partake.
Yeah, feel free to ask anything, guys. It could be anime, science, sports, conspiracies.
Yeah, any questions you may have, feel free to ask, any at all, about anything.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, let me let him know. Alright, folks, any and all questions are welcomed.
Man, I don't know if you saw, but the Dallas Mavericks just tanked their position in the playoffs.
Oh, I saw that.
Really intentionally, yeah.
Yeah,
it's kind of lame, honestly.
Their season was bizarre. They had the Kyrie edition. Shibai versus Goku. Well, it depends on what you presuppose of Shibai. If he's omnipotent and all powerful, then he's gonna have Goku a hard time. From what I know, it's possible that he's on that level. There's just not enough to conclude that. Goku, though, yeah, Goku even certainly scales above even Universal at this point. He's possibly multiversal with True Ultra Instinct.
Especially consider like already universe size.
Yeah,
like
guaranteed. And that on top of that, so probably Goku, unless we learn Shibai is like omnipotent or something. Probably Goku. Yeah. There's just more
that's like some insane hacks ability that Goku can't do anything about. It would take something like that to actually put him above him at this point. But we don't know anything about Shibai right now.
Yeah, there's just nothing on the guy. That's the unfortunate part. But once again, folks, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. It's greatly appreciated.
Yes, sir.
Any questions you may have, feel free to. It was stated twice that he ascended to higher dimension. What else could that mean besides 40? I mean, I'd have to look at that panel to see for sure that he scales.
Well, I mean, technically there is like the Pure Land, which is like another dimension and considered like a transitional step for your soul. But does that imply that you're a stronger being now? I mean, not necessarily. And Shibai is interesting because all the Sasuke like revere him. He's like consumed a shit ton of like chakra fruits, and it's become this being that is so powerful it seems transcendent to the other Tsuskis. So just based off that, yeah, you can imply he's a lot massively stronger than what we saw with Ishiki, but to what extent we just don't know.
Yeah.
And when you're comparing that to someone of Goku's caliber, I mean that there's layers to this, man. There's like there's levels essentially, and Goku, especially nowadays, is just way above anyone in Boruto or Shippuden for that matter too. So
yeah, for me there's just not enough empirically yet. I need to see more before I could really scale the guy. So I don't know if you already talked about it, but in my opinion, Madara's limbo could bypass infinity because it's a different dimension unaffected by the physical world. It's possible. Certainly possible.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Now, domain expansions, I'd have to look into it. I wonder if those are separate. No, I don't think they're separate dimensions. I'd have to look into that.
I think it's just an AoE effect within that dimension.
Yeah. So it's possible that could be the case. If someone with that kind of ability, like a Limbo, hits him, then.
Yeah, Limbo is one of the most broken abilities in all of Shippuden for sure. Like imagine if Sasuke had that.
Oh wow, yeah, it'd be broken. What do we see? Yo, what's up? Yeah, we're talking about some JJK now.
JJK.
Yeah, I'm not all the way caught up, but I've read like 60 plus chapters. Saw the anime. It's pretty good.
Oh wow, I'm surprised you even get into that. Wow.
It's pretty fire. But we've seen people
that's
fight.
Good?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's not like Naruto level good, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
But we've seen people fight and use other dimensions in
How's
Naruto
your
already. They don't even remotely get close to even like mid Shippuden. Like Gojo would probably get slammed by like Sage Mode Naruto. So.
I already know you're gonna make a lot of JJK fans hot by that.
Yeah, because they have misconceptions of what infinity means and the weaknesses that Gojo has. Like if Gojo doesn't have the ability on, he can get hit like anybody else. So
Yeah, there's nothing to imply he's like that fast, bro. Like not even light speed.
Oh,
You know
so
what I
you've
mean?
seen
Yeah.
it too then? Okay, yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Even
We've
if you
seen.
didn't, I already know Jay's spitting. I know he's not a fucking a rat or anything. So
Yeah, so there's just not enough to imply that they reach even like continental level or beyond. Like there's enough. The highest I could scale Gojo would be like city level, multi-city level. I don't think he even
if
reaches
you were to give a high ball though, what would you think it would be then?
high ball. If I give him benefit of the doubt, he's just
Yeah.
insanely stronger than everybody else. Uh,
Obviously, it's not the case, but like if you
Yeah.
were,
I guess like city level, multi-city level at best.
damn,
He's
that's
not reaching.
trash.
He's
That's
not
some,
reaching like not even country
that's
level
some
or
Hero
anything.
Academia type shit.
Yeah,
To be fair, like the series is barely unraveled, and
it's true.
there's a lot of
Yeah, true.
context to analyze in the future. So we don't know the full extent
Yeah,
of these characters' abilities right now. But based off what we do know right now, we can make deductions and go off that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Saying Goku would laugh.
Oh, yeah, he'd blitz him before he even sees him. His infinity ability would never even activate. Yeah, he'd have no chance. But in the future, I'll probably make a video on that. So I'd like to clear up the air with that.
I apologize for the delay as well, guys. I didn't mean to be late. I had some shit going on.
All right, good.
no worries,
Yeah,
brother. Thanks for coming in, man.
yeah, for sure.
We had the goat dropping 100.
Oh yeah, like Sir Goats dropped 100. That was crazy.
He was talking about like, what if Goku and Naruto fused? That'd be fucking sick, man.
Yeah,
That'd be crazy.
yeah,
That's
broken.
a good one. That'd
Yeah,
be a good YouTube video, to be honest. Shit.
Yeah, we discussed it. Yeah, actually would be a good video, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
Now low key thinking about that.
Yeah, Gojo is a Itachi victim. Yeah, more than likely he would be.
Damn.
Yeah. Genjutsu would probably take him out.
Hey, I'm gonna say this right now for anybody listening. Sasuke slams Lee 5th level. Bitches.
Yeah.
Be mad.
Oh, you might.
Damn.
Yeah, my video, like the ranking video, people try to debunk my speed scaling, but they failed. So they didn't really like. It wasn't very good debunks.
Shit.
Someone tried to bring up.
Jay, what do you mean, bro?
Yeah, someone tried to debunk my force argument. Like, oh well, the pressure's different. I'm like, the pressure's only different when the area is massively different. Are you implying that fucking Lee's fist is 100 times fucking smaller than fucking Sasuke's Chidori?
What the fuck?
Fucking retard. But
That's
yeah,
retarded, yeah.
that's a horrible
What if
argument.
Rock Lee had like lightning fist? Do you think it would be enough to bypass their ability then and there?
Yeah,
Fifth
yeah.
gate, maybe? 5th gate, that's a maybe though. I wouldn't even say
Yeah.
really.
What's going on, Legend?
yeah,
Thanks for
But-
coming in.
But if it was Lotus AP with lightning element, absolutely.
Yeah, because the
Yeah,
Chidori, the Chidori gives a massive amplification to speed. Just looking at.
And isn't that's like his elemental weakness too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and that. So now that the video's out, I can discuss it. If you guys want to watch it, it's on the top of my channel right now. But
Get the
Sasuke,
shit out.
what proves the massive amp and speed is when Sasuke punches Gaara's dome, he can't even hope to break through it. Then he uses a Chidori. Not only does it break through the entire dome, it wounds Gaara, which means it went through the inner
It
defense
went
as
to
well.
armor. Yeah, the skin armor.
Yeah, and now we compare Rock Lee's performance. He utilized who knows how many punches. We saw how many times he was trying to hit
He hit him
Gaara.
a million times.
Yeah, and
bro.
he's
so
still
many times.
and his AP was still not sufficient in wounding Gaara. He was never wounded. His inner defense was cracking, but he never wounded Gaara.
Yeah, it was almost completely cracked. I'll
Yeah.
give that to Lee. It was
almost
like,
almost
he-
cracked. Yeah.
But he hit him like, I swear to God, he hit him like 500 fucking times.
Yeah, so-
and he couldn't break through.
Simply put, who has more force? An individual that only takes a Chidori to break through a more dense defense than the one Lee dealt with, or Lee, who used hundreds of punches?
It's just obvious. It's
Yeah.
not even a question, Jay. That's just not. That's
Yeah.
not even up for debate.
Yeah, and then
Like,
people
come on.
people try to use the pressure argument, but pressure, I believe, is force over area. Area would be the only difference. And you have to make the argument that Lee's area is just vastly different, which is not the case. They're like the same size people, so that's not a good argument at all. So simply put,
it's
like,
speed that
yeah.
happened to force in
The
first place.
easiest
Exactly.
way to even debunk
Yeah.
that bullshit,
That's
Jay, the easiest way to even debunk that bullshit is even Lee and Guy stated verbatim only the Lotus AP could be able to potentially bypass the sand armor.
exactly, yeah.
And then when Gaara was, while he's in 5th gate, meaning way stronger than 1st gate Lotus AP, he only used his gore and turned it into sand, like the normal sand that Lee was punching and shit. He just used his normal sand, and he was able to cushion the blow from that.
Yeah.
So like that's just not like it's this it's all stated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his AP is not greater than Sasuke's fucking Chidori.
It's very apparent, yeah. And acceleration, yeah, acceleration is the rate of change in velocity, which is the change in speed,
Yeah.
and that was
Speed
the
in one direction.
yeah,
And
that
Gar is a fucking tanky ass character. He has like the best durability out of anybody. I'll even give that to Gar.
definitely in the tuning exams he did, yeah.
Like sometimes narrative implications aren't necessarily accurate. Like a perfect example would be like how Sasuke was defeated by like Sakura. of all
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Sasuke was like narratively implied to be top
Yeah.
of the class. When he trained with Kakashi, he was like on a whole new level, and then it makes sense why he did the things he did.
Yeah.
You know?
It's even
You wanna know
it's even
what's funny
stated.
about
Yeah.
that? I'm gonna bring this up for you guys. I thought it was an ass video, so I don't give a fuck. But what's it called? But King Bullet, he made a video of Neji versus Sasuke, basically
wow.
explaining why Neji slams.
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah, why Neji slams, and it was crazy. Like it was so weird. Basically, in a nutshell, like if you want to react to that shit, you'll have a ball with that.
Yeah.
But basically, what his argument was that Sasuke is 5th gate level. So he did say that.
Okay.
Which is already confusing because like he's normally when somebody advocates for Neji or Lee, they don't even grant that to Sasuke and they go like in this whole other direction.
Yeah.
But he did that, right? So he granted that, he was cool with it. And then after that, then he says that Neji is also 5th gate level and surpasses him. And so Neji beats Rock Lee, by the way. Yeah, which is crazy. He thinks Neji beats Rock Lee, and he also thinks Neji's more faster than Sasuke due to like certain feats that eventually later happen or whatever.
What the hell?
And then he also brings up like a data book statement to where apparently it said, I don't know the legitimacy of it, but he brings up a data book statement where it says basically Neji was actually considered the strongest, etc., and that even Kakashi like thought that was the case too.
Yeah.
That it wasn't actually Sasuke, and if Sasuke was that he's like the teacher, he would have said he was, some shit like that. Like it was all around that argument.
That's
It was
bizarre.
a really weird video though. It was
Well,
really
two
weird.
key words you said that were considered and thought.
Yeah.
Basically meaning it's subjective, but also people point out the whole 10-10 statement with how his defense is supposed to be better than Gaara's.
It's clearly
Yeah,
not.
he brought that up too. Yeah, he brought that up too.
What I find crazy is how like Sasuke is like relative to weightless Lee, but then he does the Chidori and now he's like 5th gate Lee and above, and speed. Like that's crazy to me because the gates were like like something extraordinary, right? Something that only a prodigy can really utilize and
Like it's pure
maximize upon.
talent. Yeah.
But the Chidori, I didn't know it gave you that big of an amp. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but
Yeah, I guess that was.
But no, you gotta check that video out though. It was.
I definitely gotta check that out.
Bullet, but it was ass.
Yeah, Neji. I'd have to see that statement he's
He
talking
does
about
not
too.
beat Lee, bro. That's just the first thing. Fuck Sasuke, whatever. But like he does not beat Lee. I don't give a fuck about that one.
He doesn't beat.
And then when he dissected that point as well with Lee and everything, like it was so weird how he was like analyzing it, and then he doesn't even like go over like the statements that Guy even said verbatim of how like it's to surpass Lee and defeat him, the reverse Lotus, yada yada.
Yeah.
How like Lee even says, "Hey, this is for you," blah blah. Like there's just so much emphasis narrative wise, and which is stupid.
Yeah, I'd have to see. I'd have to see that video to see how he tries to substantiate it. Probably not. There's not anything for him empirically.
It was decent. I'll give him that. Like it looked legit and convincing, or it sounded like like let's say he was trying to argue. But at the end of the day, like if you have somebody that knows what they're doing and talking about, that's just not gonna go through.
Yeah, empirically, that's just not the case. Neji's not on that level.
What's up, Legend?
His feat scaling though, Jay, was base Naruto fought V2 Gaara, which is stronger than the V1 that Sasuke struggled with, and Neji destroyed base Naruto with all his clones.
Yeah, it's disingenuous. He was already mentally amped against Gaara. It's disingenuous, and he's literally saving Sakura as well, like from dying. So yeah, it's definitely not true. That's disingenuous for sure.
And he also said the Nine Tails chakra is like obviously like stronger than base Naruto or whatever, and Neji fought that one, so therefore Neji's just way beyond and would just absolutely.
The fuck? You got fucked up. You're saying he way beyond, but he was ass whipped by amped Naruto. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, I'd have to see that.
I'm waiting for a King Bullet stand to come in here real quick. What the fuck?
Yeah, that I would debate that. Somebody on Neji versus Sasuke. Yeah. Who's stronger, Edo Tensei Rinnegan Madara or Sage Mode Casey and Naruto? If you mean during the war arc, Madara is stronger. He's actually reacting to KCM. Oh, Sage Mode though. Forgot that part. Sage Mode KCM.
KCM 1 or 2?
Let's just assume
Assume
2.
it's 1. Okay.
Yeah. That point, he's reaching like Hashirama levels. That's when Hashirama starts to compare himself to him. Says your chakra levels is like on my level.
Which is relative to EMS Madara.
Yep. Now, Renegon Edo Tensei Madara, the question is, I think he's weaker because the only time Hashirama says he starts to approach his past power is when he himself gets Sage Mode. So I probably would say Sage Mode KCM Naruto, or KCM2 Naruto probably, more than likely.
Just can't seal him more than likely, but yeah, in terms of AP,
in terms of like fighting, you wouldn't be able to seal him though. That's true. Yeah. In terms of who's the better shinobi, Naruto. Yeah. I've seen Six and Mello debate Sasuke versus Neji. Six had Sasuke, and I think he won. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Yeah. Madara and Hashirama.
W stance to have. For
Yeah,
sure.
there's just nothing for Neji. It's just speculative. Madara and Hashirama versus Ishiki. Equal stats. Equal stats? There's Genjutsu. If there's equal stats, would Ishiki be immune to them? Clearly, we've never seen him in a Genjutsu.
His dojutsu is quite unique and seems to have such a prowess and power behind it. You know, even though Kawaki has a inadequate one, he's still doing the things he is. You know what I mean? So I would say it can nullify Genjutsu probably.
Yeah, probably can. Also, he has the ability to send you to a dimension that's frozen. You could do that to them as well. If it's equal stats, so that means they have the same speed. That also implies that. Yeah, it also implies that they're.
When he's like miniature size, you know what I mean?
That's another question.
Mode?
Yeah, that's contentious because Ishiki is not. He doesn't really use nature energy. I believe he has his own chakra. It's contentious, but
Sasuke a while to deduce it, even with the Rinne Sharingan.
Yeah.
Him going down to that side and shit. So
I
would
think
see them having quite a problem. For
yeah,
sure.
they have real trouble with him. The hacks would probably make the difference. To be honest, if they could work in conjunction and maybe tie him down, even then he would just get small again. That's the problem. Yeah, probably Ishiki. He just has too many abilities that are a problem. Like sending him away to another dimension. If he could do that, it's over. You know, so
yeah, like what do you do?
They're not getting out of that.
Just like spawn objects from this dimension to attack you as well at any given moment. So
Yep.
it's hard to predict that kind of shit.
Exactly. Could full-powered Hashirama destroy a planet or a continent? I think a continent is possible. Possibly. He's not planet level though. You don't start to reach that until Jubidara and six pass tier characters. Hashirama's not planet level. So I would say he could probably destroy a continent, or do damage to one at least. Maybe not flat out, just one shot a continent, but enough. He could do enough damage to definitely do great damage. Yeah, I think they scaled it like continental around there. Hashirama and EMS Madara.
Yeah, that's fair, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Hard to quantify the exact range of attack that they're capable of, but they're around there for sure. All right, folks. Any questions you may have at all, feel free to ask. Any at all. It could be anime, it could be politics, it could be conspiracies, whatever. We'll answer them.
We definitely need to have more. I mean, we had a good taste of like the predecessors of Naruto and shit, but I would love to have it more in depth. You know, either anime or manga, I don't really care, of you know, the past Kages and what their lives are like in the past wars and all that type of stuff. There's so many characters that we just don't have enough.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugaku, Shisui,
Bro,
Jiraiya back in the day.
He could make a lot of money on that Kishimoto if he would to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like to do like a little mini manga series for each person that just needs more info or more scaling. You know.
If he really wanted to, he could.
Bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Especially if it's like a.
They would probably watch that. That would probably have more statistics than Boruto. To be honest.
If it was like Minato or something like that, yeah.
Well, that's coming out, right? The Minato.
I think he won. Yeah, I think it's official.
Yeah. So we're getting that.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick. What do you think will happen in Boruto Chapter 80? I believe that they're gonna set the stage for Boruto's new life. Clearly, it's a life filled with trials, tribulations, and hatred towards him. Clearly, with everyone's minds being rewritten and the very memories that were in their minds being rewritten by Ida. I think this is the beginning of a new trajectory that's going to result in us respecting Boruto more, because he's going to be forced to deal with hardship. Not in terms of maybe battle, because he's superior to most people on Earth now, besides probably like the cyborgs and Kawaki. But he is going to deal with hatred, like his father once did when he was a child. Probably even worse, because they actually want to kill him, literally. They want to take him out.
The current chapter is 79, right?
Yeah, so chapter 80 was going to drop. So I think they're going to start that. They're probably going to make it more clear as to where Sarada is going to do. I think they got to sort that out soon. Is she going to just follow Boruto and be a shadow rogue ninja, or is she going to go back to the village and maybe try to convince them? Who knows? I think they're going to figure that out, because that's a pretty important event to conclude, because Sarada is either going to be looked at as a runaway or will still be part of the Leaf. As far as Kawaki, I'm kind of...
It's going to pop off.
Yeah, as far as Kawaki, I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do. Clearly, he's going along with Ida's rewriting of history, clearly. He literally said, tell everyone that Boruto killed Naruto. So he's adding fuel to the fire.
Damn, yeah, he wants to do a whole cycle of hatred type of
yeah, he wants them to hate. He wants them to hate him. So
he got some weird obsessive love with Naruto. I'm God.
Yeah, he does. It's very obsessive, and he's willing to kill his own brother essentially for it.
Yeah.
And
I don't understand how you're comfortable with the fake reality that you know that you did. You know what I mean? Like, genuinely, but
I guess he just...
We'll see if that plays a part in his character or not.
Like,
yeah.
My whole thing is, like, I've heard Kawaki's like a bitch character in a way. Like, he's a bitch or something like that.
When it comes to Naruto.
Or not, but, yeah.
Yeah, Kawaki is cold enough to put aside and compartmentalize feelings that are not about Naruto. For Naruto, he's willing to die for him. Everybody else is expendable, even Boruto. That's why he went along with it right away.
It's so weird, because you would think he would, like, he would go in the good direction of loving Naruto, like, follow his core values, and, like, why is he going in a whole other fucking crazy... It's just, I don't know. It
just shows Kawaki's cold nature, which is what the person he originally was when he first got to Konoha. The only guy that softened him up was Naruto. He took him under his wing and treated him like his own son.
I heard he's a badass, though, that he's like Sasuke in a way.
Oh yeah, he's very similar to Sasuke. Boruto and Kawaki have that sort of dichotomy, like Sasuke and Naruto once did, but it's bizarre.
I find it interesting that, like, Boruto in the Flash Forward has, like, Sasuke's cloak and his sword as well. So
yeah,
I'm kind of seeing the end of Sasuke kind of soon.
Yeah, I do think.
That's an amp, so that makes sense.
Yeah, she should get her MS amp, and then
they kill him, I'll lose my mom.
Yeah, it seems likely that he'll die. It seems likely. It's like they want to.
That's one way for Sadara to get her MS.
Yep, that's the perfect way. Naruto's out of the...
He would take his eyes and get EMS, so that's possible.
Yeah, Naruto's out of the equation right now. He's sealed with Hinata. It seems the writers want to get the main protagonist of the past out of the equation. Now Sasuke's still there, but I think they're gonna...
All I'm saying, if Naruto comes out and he realizes Sasuke is dead, bro, he's gonna lose it.
Yeah, too bad he doesn't have the Nine Tails anymore to aid him, but...
Exactly.
You kill off someone else, like 10-10, before you kill off the protagonist of that past. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a Jiraiya thing all over again. It's gonna be like the Pain Arc Vengeance type vibes. Like, if he finds out Sasuke's dead, he's gonna want to have some type of, I don't know, avenging Sasuke in some way.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Sasuke's end is coming near, unfortunately.
Even Naruto. I think Naruto might pull something like that.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know, because I know they're really fixating on Boruto and they're trying to stay away, like Jay said, but I could see that being a possibility. Like, if he does get out and he finds out everything that just happened.
Yeah.
What if that's enough to make him snap? Like, to make Naruto kind of pull an Obito,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. But I do think what's been a commonality with Boruto since its inception is trying to remove Sasuke and Naruto from the equation now. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pass the torch, and here is the perfect way.
That's gonna be so heartbreaking, bro.
Yeah, that's another reason why no one wants.
They're doing it too abruptly, man.
Yeah,
honestly.
Especially with Naruto getting sealed away. She's gone. That's it. Nerfed and then sealed. Irrelevant. Yeah. I'm Imagine if Kishimoto tricks us again and all our theories are wrong again, just like none of our theories are correct. Hey, who knows? Kishimoto's very crafty.
Little fox.
I
Yeah.
just thought of this, but with Kurama, okay, I'm gonna assume he's gonna get reincarnated, his chakra at least, without the same
It's a possibility, yeah.
consciousness. But like, I don't see chakra being able to be harvested again without Kurama being an entity. You know what I mean? Like, kind of need him in his chakra
Yeah.
to even make another world tree or whatever.
Yeah, that's
But I don't know what the whole point of the Tsuskis are right now.
Did they ever specify in how the reincarnation works? Like, because they did say when a Biju dies, they will come back. It just takes a lot of time. And it
yeah.
can upset the balance and whatnot. But how does that even work? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they
they
don't
just
know anything, right? Yeah.
they just like reappear somehow or something. I don't know. Yeah, they're
It's
gonna have
so
to
weird.
they're gonna have to attack that when they get there, if they decide to. Maybe they'll just never introduce karma.
Imagine
Kurama
Boruto
again.
gets karma now when
Oh,
he
God.
does come back.
I mean, he'd have the karma
What
and
happened to Killer B, bro? Whatever happened to
yeah,
him?
he kind of just fell to the
He got
wayside.
bodied by Momo and then got traumatized and left.
Yeah, he's basically just chilling in the Cloud Village, not caring or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
he would have been a fitting new Raikage as opposed to
Oh
Darby,
yeah,
but
I agree.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
What do you guys think? Who do you think will kill Sasuke, and will it happen before the time skip or after? It certainly it seems before, because again, like Shinobi said, he has Sasuke's jacket and sword. So it seems that he's already been dealt with, whether he's injured or dead, which I think he'll probably be dead.
Hopefully he's just injured in a coma.
Yeah,
I swear.
because for
I don't want him to
Boruto,
die.
to take his jacket, it implies he's no longer around. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's like defending his honor. Let's see. If Sasuke's gonna die, then I want him to have a perfect death. I agree. They better do it right.
He needs to be legendary, like
Yeah.
some Jiraiya shit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't see him like dying for I see him dying to save the village essentially, like
Yeah.
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 to pay back for all his sins that he's committed in the past.
I
and
agree.
finally make peace with that.
You know what? A possibility is if Code theoretically invades the Leaf with the 1,000 10-tail QB clones that he's created. Maybe not. Maybe Sasuke will go on his shield there and just defend the Leaf until his last breath, defending against the Code's army. That's very possible.
What I will say though is, like, regardless of how all that plays out, like, eventually once Boruto's older and everything gets to that point in time, at the end of the day they better just do the Uchiha some justice. Like, they better do a time skip to where they're older and then the whole Uchiha clan is like back to there's like a whole bunch of them now. They're not like on the verge of extinction. Cause I felt so
Right.
bad for the Uchiha clan, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they've been going through it, man.
Yeah,
Like-
Sasuke, I do predict he'll probably meet his end soon. I think it's gonna happen, unfortunately.
Sakura better get to work, get some kids when she gets older, and then
Yeah.
and he just keeps going, and then like I said, time skip, and it's the same as when OG Naruto was. You got a whole bunch of Uchiha people in there.
Yeah.
But the problem is they won't be full blood though.
No, they won't be.
They're all
Yeah,
just be
they're
half blood.
continuously
It's,
be
taint,
diluted,
it's
but
tainted. Yeah, it's tainted.
It's like DBZ
That's the bad
essentially.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The anime handled Kurama's death better than the manga. Oh yeah, absolutely did. The way they portrayed it and they animated it was perfect. When Kurama passed away, it was pretty it
Oh
was
yeah, I
pretty
love
well
that.
done.
It's very touching.
Yeah. One of the best episodes in Boruto for sure.
That shit
Up
was
there.
sad. When I first saw that, bro, I was blown away, bro.
Is it-
That was amazing.
Isn't because the Sakura, she's a half blood, so isn't that's the reason why like she can't even use Sharingan for that long either? Like she has to
It's-
do with some Kakashi vibe.
It's possible, yeah. Theoretically, it's possible that
I
maybe
heard
that's
something
why.
like that she struggles with when it comes to chakra consumption with using the Sharingan.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
has.
She is Sakura's daughter, so I'm sure
Yeah.
she'll get some.
Oh yeah,
chakra
she'll still be
control.
fine.
She-
like chakra
in the
control, yeah,
future.
she's good.
She's
Yeah.
certainly
She's
improved.
talking.
Yeah, she's certainly improved her Sharingan, especially in the manga. But yeah, something like Sasuke dying would be the perfect nail in the coffin for him to get MS. For her to get MS, that'd be the perfect way.
And then no, imagine she gets 100 heals, so now
Oh,
she has
God.
infinite vision, bro.
Yeah, like a Susanoo with 100 healings or some shit like that.
Literally, bro. Oh man.
Yeah, it'd be broken.
Ugh. And
Her
it go with the fucking Chidori amp on it and everything too, so
Oh,
straight
God.
dense speed.
Exactly. Yeah, there's many possibilities with that. But yeah, I do think that Sarada, like I said before, with Chapter 79, has been made much more relevant, not just because of her power, but because of the predicament she's in. She's the only one that's with Boruto, like with him, not against him, that knows about the rewriting of history right now, as of we know, as of now, based off what we know, she's the only one. So that's gonna make her much more relevant. It's gonna force some sort of character development for her, tough moments for her. It's gonna build her as a character to to the eyes of the consumer. So
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know. I just kind of find it bewildering that Ida has this power in the first place, that she's
exactly.
created to
Yeah.
have these powers from Amado of all people. Like that still just seems a little bit too convenient and not
Yeah.
well enough explained yet. You know,
I agree that the
like
fact that it's Shinjutsu too, like you guys were referencing this like godlike being, and this cyborg has a ability of his. It's very bizarre to me. Like like a human being was able to replicate a godlike jutsu. It's not even ninjutsu. It's beyond that. It's Shinjutsu.
yeah.
Like come on, man. But I guess they had to have some sort of catalyst for it. But I guess that's what we got. But hopefully after the break, Boruto will get good animation because Boruto honestly deserves it after all the hate it gets. I agree. I definitely agree.
Like but Jay, you would think like like a ninja would get Shinjutsu, not a fucking
Yeah,
robot.
sword
Why are they making
cyborgs.
it like? Yeah, like it would have been like imagine if Boruto was like the first one to awaken that ability, or
Yeah,
Sadaru or somebody,
it's
like
it kind of like slaps the shinobi way in the face. Like it
yeah.
slaps the old ninja way, Naruto's ninja way. It's like God-given talent that these cyborgs had. You know, literally
It's
God.
logical and
Yeah,
rational how people like progress in power and abilities,
yeah.
etc. Like Sage
Like
No, KCM1, etc. But
yeah, it goes from
now we
like
have God
God cyborgs.
Shinjutsu
Yeah, God.
implemented into people. Like how? How did you
Ida
get this
can
technology?
Ida on a whim can cause a global scale rewriting of history on a whim. That's how powerful she is. Like her hacks is global, like global level power. It's just ridiculous. That's the Tsukuyomi in a nutshell. Basically, what she's doing in
And
a way. It's similar.
how did she get deactivated in the first place, bro? She's just fucking powerful.
Yeah, that's very bizarre. Do you think Amado is a villain, and if he is, how good of a villain will he be? Like I've said before, Amado has some very very mysterious motives, but we did learn quite a bit of him when he discussed Delta being
His daughter.
his daughter, and him trying to reintroduce his daughter into the world through Delta, but it failed. To me, that's a noble motive. But I would consider him somewhat of an anti-hero right now. Not exactly a villain, not exactly a hero. He did create more cyborgs. Why? I kind of want to learn why he did that. A lot of them you could explain were to contend Jigen. Sure, he saw him as a villain, but to give these abilities to these cyborgs, and then on top of that, not mitigate the risk of them disobeying him, which clearly they are doing. And he has no control over Ida, I presume.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
literally nothing he could do. She could like rewrite his mind whenever she feels like it, unless theoretically we're wrong and he prepared for that and he has like a implant in his brain that makes him immune or something like that, which is possible. But I think
I don't
sick.
think he's evil.
Yeah,
I mean, like the only reason why it was Jigen in the first place is to resurrect his daughter. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I think he's morally gray at this point. He's a morally gray
Yeah.
character. Yeah,
He
and
just made some very desperate like efforts to bring his problems into the Leaf, and he's like,
Yeah.
if you guys don't help me, well, then guess what's gonna happen.
yeah, and I would say that. Yeah, I would say that Amado actually is a very good character. Despite whether you think he's a hero, a villain, and a morally gray, I think he's very good. I think he's one of the best written characters in Boruto. Him, Kwaki, Ishiki, some of the best written are those guys. I like his I like his craftiness, his way of being. He's like a more malicious Shikamaru in a way, in some sense. So,
I dig
Shibai's
intellectual characters a lot for sure.
yeah, exactly. Shibai cells or Hashirama cells on steroids. Hey, basically, shit. If Amado's able to extract Shibai cells, we're talking about a god engineer here. Literally, he has god cells in his hands, the palm of his hands. That's how he created Ida, theoretically. So,
Orochimaru's hella jealous, probably.
oh god, yeah, he buries Orochimaru now. Buries him. But yeah, folks, any questions you may have, feel free to ask, any at all. There's a few that were asked pre-live stream. We'll answer those as you guys ask your own. Appreciate all the donations and the questions, by the way. We'll continue on. So let's see the pre-live stream questions. There's some here.
Yeah, y'all ask anything, man. Keep it fresh with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's great.
Any and all topics. Not gonna lie, I want to figure out how Amado even creates these cyborgs, because these cyborgs are literally on the level of Jigen and above. Yep, it's stated that.
Absolutely, man.
Stated
yeah.
as well. Yeah, I want to learn first of all, how did he create, autonomous beings of this caliber? That's extremely impressive. It's like something
Like,
Orochimaru.
that's some Batman shit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's like
what the fuck?
it's like Orochi. Now, if you look at Orochimaru's goals, like he couldn't even imagine this. Like his goal was to become the most powerful, but Amado not only created the most, not only did something to create the most powerful, but he created it from scratch. Like how's that? How? I really want to learn
Yeah,
how
we
that's
just don't
possible.
know yet. I mean,
Yeah,
he was working with T Game pretty damn closely,
it's
so he
true.
has some access to a lot of to things that a lot of people don't,
It's
obviously.
true.
But as
Yeah,
to what he had access to, we just don't freaking know, man.
yeah. It's
You know what I
extremely
mean?
bizarre. Extremely bizarre that he was able to do something like that. But some.
Hey, all I'm getting from this is if Iron Man was in that verse or Batman, if they could replicate feats like that, imagine what they could do with their intelligence
Oh
and
God.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh
The
Bat.
suits
yeah.
that they would make and whatnot.
Batman in the Naruto verse would probably create Shibai himself. Create Shibai with Sasuke.
Literally, bro. That's what I'm saying.
And he's like,
if this fucking like human being, this fodder ass human being that has like a good amount of intelligence can do this shit, bro. Imagine
oh yeah,
somebody that actually has crazy intelligence.
yeah,
And
that,
12th level intellect, you know?
yeah. If you put like El Lolliot in that universe, I mean, he's
Hmm.
slamming with cyborgs. So, but by the way, folks, feel free to keep asking questions. We have some here, as you guys ask. I've been asked this before. Have you read or watched Hunter x Hunter? No, I haven't, but I do want to check that out. It's on the bucket list. That's probably gonna be more for entertainment because I hear scaling is pointless. It's not really a thing in Hunter x Hunter.
You'll love it, dude. It's a good anime, dude. It's really
That's
good.
some cool characters for sure.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name though with the H? The clown guy. I forgot his name.
Oh,
but
the child predator.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I've heard
Then-
good
then
things
the-
about it. Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, bro. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, the reason why I called him that, Jay, is because he gets turned on by power. So when
Oh,
these
damn.
kids are like have like crazy amount of power and they're really strong, like that shit turns him on. He's weird, but
Oh wow. Yeah, of course. Did Sakura actually match the Sasori in the fight, or was she heavily carried? She was definitely carried. She certainly
Yeah, she
didn't
was
match the Sasori. Sasori was holding back to some arbitrary extent,
she was
especially
backpack, bro.
yeah. She was literally being controlled string by string.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's
Her body movement was increased and everything. Like
yeah. I think
By
Chio.
someone who knew Sasori quite well. Being
Yeah.
that
Chio.
scales to
grandma,
Chio scales to Sasori.
Yeah.
Sakura does not.
Nah,
She does
nah.
not scale to Sasori.
Alone, she would have got blitzed and dead, one shotted probably. Yeah, she did not on that level. Not to say she didn't do nothing. She did some
Yeah,
good
she
work,
didn't do
but
nothing, you know, like obviously she has the strength and she was able to execute towards the end, but that's because
Yeah.
once again she had teamwork and had the
Yeah.
setup for it.
and Sasori like gradually, increasingly.
And he let it happen.
Yeah,
too, Sasori. That was
as the
awesome.
battle goes on, he like increasingly becomes less aggressive, and by the end, he just by the end he just lets himself die. He doesn't care.
He
So.
thinks of his family, like he
Yeah.
sees the puppets and he thinks of family. He just lets them like kill him, and because it reminded him
His
when he
mom
was
and-
hugged by
Yep.
it reminded him when he was hugged by his parents. So he literally just for whatever weird reason he wanted that comfort, and then basically just let him kill him. And
Yeah,
even
so-
Chio like said, yeah, we would have lost his fight, but he just conceded for no reason.
Yep. And she's yeah. So she
Which is-
certainly
which is
got
great,
carried, but
It's great to see because the Akatsuki are obviously malevolent people and shit, but they're also people with emotions and
certainly yeah.
character behind them as well. So it just gives so much like depth to development that we just don't experience much anymore with the
Yep.
current anime. So
Literally.
yeah, Naruto's goaded for that, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Always will be.
It
Yeah.
always has such emotional value, yeah.
Yeah, their antagonists are always well written for sure. Do you guys read Samurai 8? No, I haven't read that.
Haven't heard it, man. To be
Yeah.
honest, no.
I think we've answered this before. What if Naruto learned to fly in Raijin? Oh, under Jiraiya? He'd have a much easier time in battles for sure. He would have one-shotted and blitzcockers even harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically just have an easier time because he has the ability to use an instantaneous ability once he activates it.
He'd be basically
Yeah.
the next Minato, but just not as smart.
Yeah, just like a dumber Minato. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
If he had it nowadays too, he could just
Oh,
escape out
yeah.
the portal
Yeah, he would.
hypothetically too. With
Hypothetically,
that.
yeah, he'd be able to get out of there.
You'd have a shit ton of skills
Well,
in the village.
I don't
Yeah.
know how you guys
Yeah.
feel about this. What's it called? I'm just putting this out there because I always thought this was interesting because someone mentioned this to me, but it was during a filler in the war arc. But like apparently when like Pain like he pulled up and attacked like, the whole village and he does like Chibaku Tensei or some shit and then everybody's put inside of it and then Minato wasn't able to fly Raijin out of it while it was happening and when he gets put into it he literally touches the wall and he's like I can't use my flying Raijin, all abilities are useless and sealed. So like
Hmm.
I don't know if maybe a sealing jutsu can counter, space-time transportation and whatnot. But then again, it's filler, so I don't. It doesn't
Yeah,
really
that's true. Yeah, if that is canonical, then it probably couldn't. But yeah, it's still a little contentious since it is filler.
Didn't think
It's
about
weird.
that, for
It's
sure.
weird though. Like you would think he would be able to teleport out of that. Like I didn't even know like that Pain even pulled up. During a hypothetical filler, basically a what if anime
Yeah,
situation. Okay, and when I was watching, I was like, what? And then like Pain comes. He basically does like the chaotic Shinra Tensei he did.
yeah.
Instead of doing that, he did it with Chubaku Tensei, where it's a more powerful
Oh
one.
shit.
And
Yeah,
basically the entire village was put into Chubaku Tensei. And Minato was like, yeah, we can't teleport out of this shit. We're kind of fucked. Everybody, let's start trying to fuck it up and blah blah. And then Naruto had to fight Pain again in Sage mode. It goes like the traditional way and yada yada and
yeah,
etc.
Well,
yeah,
about that, Batman, like let's say like he has a lot of tags and like some rocks or random trees or something, the Chibaku
Yeah.
Tensei would just suck all that shit up.
Anyway,
And so his
yeah, it's
seals
true.
would be in the Chibaku Tensei. But let's say he has the seal in like a different dimension or something. I don't see him having a problem doing that
Yeah,
because you can't,
Yeah.
or
literally like
just yeah, any seal that's outside the radius of the Chibaku Tensei's gravitational pull, he should be able to go there. Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
exactly.
yeah. I would say for sure within his own dimension. If he has like a seal in the Cloud Village and he's the Chibaku Tensei sucking up Konoha, then I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he could go there. But if it's another dimension, that is still questionable how that would work. Yeah, because we never see
It
that.
is. It
Yeah.
is,
I
yeah.
just feel like no matter what, with everything we know of Flying Raijin, I just feel like he should be able to teleport regardless, whether if he got captured or like while he's going up in the air, he should be able to teleport. Because you can still use jutsu while you're in there. We see that with Naruto,
Yeah.
P, and Itachi. So it's like it was just weird how for one he gets caught in it, and then two, like once he's caught in, and then like nobody can use like any like you can't just use teleportation if you're sealed for whatever weird reason.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just weird. So,
Yeah, definitely bizarre. And the fact that it's filler makes it questionable, yeah.
exactly.
Definitely.
Imagine all the cyborgs Amado created weren't even Amado's full capacity. Hey, who knows? Maybe he has a mecha Shibai hidden somewhere, ready to attack. I don't know. But based off what he's based off what he's capable of, man, he's capable of damn near anything right now.
We all thought Mecha Naruto was no joke, bro.
Yeah.
These
We have
robots are pulling some.
they're slamming like global, large planet level genjutsus and all kinds of shit. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
It's so funny how Bleach and Naruto just had to include rockets and guns
Oh,
somehow,
yeah.
into the anime.
Exactly. It's like super
I thought it was
convenient.
so funny.
Yeah. Next question here. This is pre-live. Feel free to keep asking questions, folks. We'll answer them as well. This is an IRL question. Someone asked, "Do men and women have the same standards?" No, they don't. It's very, very one-sided.
Yeah.
In the West, at least. If you're in a traditional, less developed country, it's actually more traditional.
Yeah.
Here, women have it easier, certainly. Not to say that that's a complaint. That's just a message of the reality that we're in. Yeah,
They have
women.
more liberty, more options, more power.
Yep.
With this liberty, it exercises the freedom to, exploit what that entails for certain
Yeah.
individuals. So
Their
I mean,
their ability to operate in the West gives them more room to exploit their advantages, while conversely, men have less advantages to exploit. They just don't have as many, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what, if we did, you are definitely going to see a lot more men doing what they do.
Oh yeah.
It's not a reality.
It's just not the reality. Yeah, this is kind of like the way it is. Despite how cruel and harsh it sounds, it's just the way it is. Yeah. So, the JJKvers can't really come close to Naruto. Only the characters who can use domain expansion to the highest degree. Even those guys, I would say, probably wouldn't, because they wouldn't even be able to use the domain expansion in time to get blitzed and one-shotted.
Yeah, exactly.
Their speed just doesn't contend with someone of even mid-tier Naruto characters, from what I could see.
If they were in it, though, I mean, that could definitely be possible.
Oh yeah, if they're in it, there's like lore implying that you have a sure shot to hit your opponent, so that's gonna be dangerous. There is the ability to break out of it if you have more cursed energy, like when Gojo was in Tojo's or whatever his name is, his domain expansion. He used his own domain expansion infinite void to kind of overwhelm his domain expansion and overwhelm him. There's a possibility maybe an extremely powerful person with tons of chakra could theoretically break out, but that's all theoretical. That's if chakra can even interact with cursed energy in the first place, which we'll never know. So simply speculative, but domain expansion is certainly an interesting ability, which if we give the benefit of the doubt to, could be a problem to basically anyone that's in any verse for the most part, unless you're omnipotent or something like that, or you could teleport out or something. I wonder if Shibai has a vessel. That's definitely interesting. He just seems to be above all the Akatsuki right now. I can't prove that, but he seems to be just above all, the one above all right now.
I think his physical vessel is not really a thing. I think he kind of gives me like Hagoromo vibes, where
Yeah.
he's like a spirit. that
Definitely
can exist
currently.
in multiple
Yeah.
dimensions. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely as of now, he seems to just be a concept rather than a tangible being. So yeah, he probably.
I'm sure we'll see him eventually, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they're eventually going to get to that. Maybe he'll have some sort of Hagoromo rule. I don't know. We'll see. Would Damon be able to reflect Gojo's domain expansion? That's a good question. So
I
he
don't
can.
think the domain has any intentions, though.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
Gojo would have the intention to utilize it. Would that mean Damon could just replicate that? I don't know if that. I would have to specifically see how Damon's ability works. Now, let's say, for example, Boruto says, "I want to kill Damon with a Rasengan." Would Damon then have magical access to a Rasengan, or would he simply just kill Boruto? Because that's the overall outcome he wants. So I'd have to see the specifics of what reflecting truly means. Maybe go back and read the manga when he discusses it. Because if he could solely only cause the event due to your intention, then he would just simply kill you if you want to kill him, no matter by what means. However, if it's specific to how you kill the person, regardless of you wanting to kill them, then maybe you could replicate something like domain expansion. It comes down to the exact specification of his reflection ability, for sure. I know he reflects intention. That we do know. We do know that. But how?
Yeah, it goes back to like chakra and curse energy, not being
And that
quite
too.
analogous.
Yeah.
You know, so
Like, would he be
you
able?
can't say for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would he even be able to reflect? Because Gojo is not a chakra-based user in the first place. Is another question that we'd have to presuppose how those things would interact.
And honestly, I don't think he's going to be able to like reflect like Shinjutsu based attacks as well, just based
Yeah,
on how like
agree.
prevalent and powerful they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
So.
I'd be surprised. Like, if that's possible, then these cyborgs really are broken. That's all I gotta say.
Amado's broken, bro.
Amado in general, yeah.
We
What
need
do
to
you?
trade more? Like,
Yeah. What do you guys think about Aizen versus Yamamoto without Hoyoku? It's kind of implied Yama could beat Aizen before he evolved. Yeah, Aizen himself, he doesn't say he's inferior, but he specifies, like, yeah, you'd be a problem. You're, as far as pure power, this was during the, when he was in Karakura Town, and he was with the Espada fucking up the captains. He said, yeah, you have more brute power than me. I'll give you that. You'd be a problem. So that implies maybe hand-to-hand, it wouldn't be the best. That's why he had what was I forgot the tool he had, the kid, Wonder Weiss, I think it was his name.
Yeah,
Wonder Weiss. He had him for the very intention of avoiding battle. You can make a rationalization that he was inferior at that point in time. Obviously with the Hoyoku he probably slams him, but before that,
I mean, like you said earlier, like, you know, Aizen states that like if you have a higher spiritual pressure, like my hacks abilities won't work on you.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
he's always had that sword since day one, being a Soul Reaper, right?
Yeah.
So this Kodo, if you will, wouldn't work even in the days of Soul Society.
Yep.
And you're not just facing Yamamoto, you're facing off all the fucking captains.
Exactly.
He's way too smart to make a move until he knows he has enough, power to actually do something.
Yeah. He basically he tries to guarantee victory to the highest degree. Like, he's not gonna go blitz Yamamoto in Karakura Town with all the captains present.
Without him by himself. Yeah,
by
he
himself
needs to spot
especially.
it.
Yeah. So I would say that Aizen probably would fall because his hacks probably wouldn't even work because Yamamoto's spiritual pressure is so large and vast.
Yeah.
Especially if he's utilizing his Bankai. I don't know how Aizen would deal with that without the Hoyoku present.
And why even build Wonder Weiss if you don't?
Yeah,
need it,
exactly.
right?
Like, why is Wonder Weiss? Yeah, why is he that failsafe if you are superior? That would be like stating, oh, why would Aizen, like, why didn't Aizen create Wonder Weisses versus everybody? It's because he thinks he's superior to most, but not Yamamoto. You could say that's an argument at least.
Yeah,
so,
it makes sense. Rationally.
Yeah, I would lean towards Yamamoto during that specific point in time. I'd lean towards him. Yeah, if it's 1-on-1, of course, without Wonder Weiss. Well, killer intent is really needed, and I'll explain it with a whole last paragraph. Okay. If you want to explain, if you do have the canonical literature explanation of his ability, then yeah. Also, a strange question: if Kakashi were to have a Bankai, what would it be? Well, that's a good question. I would assume lightning based.
Well, the most important question: how does that even work in a sense? Like, when
Yeah.
back, like what determines what it is? You know?
Yeah. From what I could see aesthetically, it seems like, well, it's not exactly true, but
question.
the way Bankai seem to work is it seems to like conform with your personality. Like Aizen, for example, so intelligent. So what works with him perfectly is some sort of hypnosis because he's such a fucking genius.
Oh yeah, he has the shoddy and everything.
Yeah. Now that's more of a rational argument. That's like a writing decision rather than like power scaling. That's like the author of Bleach basically is looking at Aizen.
Well.
Yeah, he basically looks at each character. Yeah.
I'm thinking of that guy who's like a dog or whatever. He has like a huge ass Bankai. You know what I mean? He kind of is reminiscent of like the Susanoo, Loki a little bit. So maybe something like that.
Yeah,
but
maybe like a Susanoo Bankai or like some sort of like large lightning based attack Bankai or something like that. Yeah, something like that would be his. He definitely had like a lightning based.
Did you ever see the Zanpakuto arc, by the way, or
Zanpakuto? When was
like
that?
They're all like they come to life and shit, and they have like the battle against Muramoth and all that shit, and
I
he's
think
trying to have like a rebellion army against all the captains. It was really good, actually.
I think I saw it. Yeah, I think I did.
But yeah, like you're saying, like all the Zanpakuto have very similar personalities to the host. So
yeah,
makes sense.
It would be like a lightning based Bankai or something like that. Maybe like a lightning animal or something like that. Also, strange question. Okay, I just read that. Chapter 75, Kawaki in his head imagined himself hitting Damon and it's still reflected even though there was no killer intent there. No killer intent is not needed. Oh yeah, I know that. But I mean, would the reflection be the same action that the victim is thinking of? So if Boruto says, I'm going to kill Damon with a Rasengan, would you get hit with a Rasengan yourself? That's the question. Or would you just simply die because that's your intention? Or
Damon has to have some exploits, bro. He's too broken.
Yeah, there has to be some sort of yeah. I would say there's no way you can like replicate. Like for example, Sasuke wants to kill Damon with Kirin. Is Damon going to replicate that and create his own Kirin and kill Sasuke with a Kirin, or will he just kill him because that's his intention? That's the question. Yeah. So that's the question. I doubt he could do that. That he could do the former. I doubt it. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we're wrong, and maybe he can. Maybe he's just that fucking broken. So. But yeah, feel free to keep asking questions, folks. We're knowledgeable on Bleach, JJK, Dragon Ball, etc. And of course, IRL questions as well. Politics. Yeah. Top G's free. Shout out to Top G. He's finally back to where he belongs.
Oh yeah, I just saw that, man. Yeah, finally, right? He's on house arrest now.
Good to see him and his brother out. For sure. No evidence, and they were stuck in there for fucking months. But next question. The 5 Kage versus the first 5 Espada. Oh shit.
Like number 1 through 5, or like the first
we
saw.
Yeah, let's just say the number 1 through 5.
Okay, so Stark, Baragon, Holubel, Ulquiorra, and
Noritora, yep.
Yeah,
Noritora. Against the 5 Kage. Let's just say the ones that fought Madara.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, if you want, you'd have to replace one. But yeah. So the 5 Kage, the ones that fought Madara, versus the first 5 Espada. It's just harder to give the benefit of the doubt to Bleach characters in general because power scaling isn't as explored, or blatantly, I should say. The 5 Kage, there's more blatant scaling for them, like the Red Kage being light speed. There's arguments for light speed for Bleach. There's certainly arguments for it. There's arguments against it as well.
Yeah.
The fact that it's contentious for even like Bleach to be in that's the problem. We know Naruto definitively is.
Yeah,
it definitively is for sure. Especially top tier, like Raikage plus speed. Yeah, it's light speed and above.
And they all have at least reaction speed, not travel wise and everything, but they at least have the reaction in combat to where basically like we see Madara clearly reacting to A and everything. So
yeah, I would lean towards the 5 Kage. There's just more for them empirically with power scaling.
The hack abilities of the Espada would be quite problematic. Like I don't even see like Tsunade's like 100 healings helping her against the decay from Baragon.
Oh, that'd be a problem. Yeah, the decay is a problem.
Tsunade's not fast though.
Yeah, but you do gotta presuppose how chakra and spiritual pressure would work also. But then if they
Arrows from
yeah.
Dark, you know.
Yeah, how that would work. If there's still the same notion that if you're stronger than the other, their abilities are negated, then maybe there's an argument that Tsunade wouldn't be affected if her chakra pool's that vast. Again, it's hard to quantify their chakra pools in general.
Also, I hate to say this, but the Kage would not be able to even see this spot in the first place, more than likely. Yeah,
that's true as well. Yeah, rationally, that's the easiest conclusion to come to, that they wouldn't be able to see him. That's true. Yeah. So if we give the benefit of the doubt to the Bleach verse and things work the way they should rationally, then maybe they do beat him just because of hacks and the ability and the very fact that they're not in the tangible reality that the Kage would be used to. They're in a whole different one that's not visible to their eye. Yeah, I guess I probably would go with the 5 Espada then. The first 5. It's just the hacks would be a problem, even if they are blatant.
I'm towards that too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just more for them. Sorry. What if your immortal couldn't just brawl through Damon? What if your immortal couldn't you just brawl through Damon's ability and catch him? If you're fast enough, you just blitz him before he can even reflect. There's that. If you're like beyond his speed, which Damon, if he's stronger than fucking Jigen, then he's really fast. Let's say that.
If you're immortal, you can just keep taking blows, but it doesn't mean that you can actually ever hit him. You know?
Yeah, he'll just
enough, so
theoretically. Yeah, if there's no like fatigue factor, which I think is implied that cyborgs don't experience that, I might be wrong. Then he would just infinitely reflect you. Theoretically.
In DBZ, they're like that, right? It's supposed to have like an infinite like supply of energy.
Yeah, DBZ. I don't know how cyborgs work. Yeah. Well, we've seen Delt. Well, I'm trying to think of any instances where cyborgs are getting tired. Delta got beaten, but that was more from a beating that Naruto gave her. That wasn't necessarily fatigue. She got overwhelmed. Yeah, she can absorb it all. Yeah, which really wasn't fatigue. It was just too much chakra infused in her.
The fittings that Amado gave her weren't adequate enough to take on that much chakra. You know?
Yeah, she essentially short circuited pretty much. I think Damon also has another move in his sleeve, just like Ido's. Yeah, I'm sure they probably have others. They're still relatively new characters to the narrative, so I'm sure there's gonna be new shit that the writers are gonna definitely implement. But yeah, feel free to keep asking questions, folks.
I hope they just take their time, bro. Like, they're in a great place right now. You know, we've had a crazy plot twist. Like, let it marinate a little bit. Like, get some creative juices going. Like, let them take this to a great trajectory. You know, like we needed this.
Yeah.
You know what would be actually really cool if like the creators of these animes, like Kishimoto for Naruto, the one for Bleach, like if they actually like would get together and do like a legal contract to where they can do like a show for like versus battles between their characters.
That would be dope.
Actually, like able to understand like the the things that we just don't really know of, like for instance, like how chakra reacts with spiritual pressure and blah blah, the yada yada yada. Like that would just be goated. Like just for them to provide the information that we need. Like they don't necessarily have to show the fight, you know what I mean, or to like show who would win or whatever, but they could like just give information on how it would interact or work with each other. Because if they could do that, then we could be able to extrapolate and really form like proper conclusions. I just thought of that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and then the writers would have to come to a consensus agreement how their verses would interact too. Yeah,
and that would be fucking lit. For one, they would make money off that, and two, it'd please the fan.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you about, man, they do this shit on purpose. They keep people like us like freaking in the out of the loop. I mean, like for real, bro.
That would essentially be like the equivalent of DC and Marvel when they wrote a comic book together. So.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that they did it. Marvel and DC, they finally eventually did it to how and that's what I'm saying, dude. Like it'd be cool if they were to go in some direction like that.
Yeah, definitely.
It might not obviously ever happen, but that would be cool. So.
Yeah, but folks, make sure to hit.
With the Bankai though, that'd be sick.
That'd be sick. Yeah, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already, folks. Try to get up to 20+ likes before we even finish this stream. We greatly appreciate it. Gets us up in the algorithm.
Plus likes.
Yeah, let's try to get there for sure. Yeah.
And another thing too, Jay, fucking like with the way Marvel and DC did it, they should like try to do it the same if they were to like even have the characters interact.
Like, let's say they just like don't even give us the intel info, which I'll just be even cool with that too.
Yeah.
But they did do like interactions and them seeing each other. Like, they should do what they did in Marvel and DC, to where like DC traveled to the Marvel verse and then vice versa, and then they eventually Marvel went to the DC verse. So we were able to see like all the interactions and how everything worked. Like, for instance, like when Darkseid had the Infinity Gauntlet, he couldn't use it in the DC verse.
Yeah.
But in the Marvel verse, it works. You know?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's interesting. Yeah, like they were kind of implying that, only very specific universe-based tools will work in their very universe. So that's I'm glad they like cleared that up.
That's a prime example of like Bleach and Naruto. We don't know how it would work.
Yeah. What's going on, Toaster? Gojo is my goat. Yeah, Gojo is a fucking goat, man.
I don't see Naruto and Bleach's universe being like quite comparative, because like the whole Soul Weaver thing is like basically like you're living in an existence that's beyond mortal existence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Naruto. What anime do you think would be good then for Naruto to collab with?
Naruto.
Naruto. That's a hard. Dragon Ball's scale is too high.
Because Naruto's more in the realism of things. Like they started off as human, and they get alien chakra, and now they can do all this shit. So it's like,
Yeah, that'd be a hard question. Have to be something pretty compatible.
I have to really think about that, honestly.
Yeah.
For sure.
I got a good question there, huh?
Yeah, that's definitely a good question.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, Toaster? Thanks for coming in.
It's so unique, you know what I mean?
Naruto's just so unique, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe Hunter x Hunter, actually. I think that would probably be maybe.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, they'd have to equalize their stats.
They started off as humans, right? And then they got like this weird ass magic shit or something like that. I don't know.
Well, Gon had like this really cool like Mugetsu feat at the very end of Hunter. I don't want to ruin it for you, Jay, but like, you know what Mugetsu is basically. But same thing essentially.
Yeah.
That was cool, but they're so weak compared to Naruto. I'm just like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they're way weaker. Yeah.
They'd have to like retcon one side or the other to make it even entertaining. Yeah. But by the way, folks, for you guys that just came in, be sure to hit the like button. Feel free to ask questions as well. Humans could see Aizen, so why would Naruto characters who have spiritual energy not be able to see them? Well, Aizen is a specific.
Humans can see Aizen?
I think that was at the end when he had the Hoyoku. I don't think they could see him prior to that. Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, no, there's Soul Reapers.
Yeah, I think that was intentional.
See them normally.
Yeah, and I think that was intentional. I think Aizen had a.
Gojo and Naruto.
Gojo versus Naruto. Gojo would.
Versus, but like that as a collab, like would that work? In a sense, or
it'd be interesting. They definitely don't scale to Naruto, but it'd be cool to see Gojo and Kakashi converse, just the same talk.
I will say,
they got some like similarities,
They're very similar. They're very similar, yeah.
The JJK and Demon Slayer would be great.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah, that'd be a good one right there.
Very similar, bro.
Yeah. Or
Blue Exorcist, man. That was a great one too.
Like what would be another good one? Yeah, Dragon Ball would have to scale it. Would like fucking have to match up with an OP anime.
What would go for Dragon Ball, bro?
Maybe like One Punch Man or something. Even that's contentious. Yeah. Even that's contentious because we don't know how strong Saitama is. So
maybe like My Hero.
My Hero, that'd be a good one.
With One Punch Man.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Naruto would destroy Gojo. Yeah, Naruto would. Yeah, he would.
My Hero Academia would probably be good for Naruto. They're humans, and they just have the corpse shit that came from like a god or something, like some alien shit.
Yeah, Naruto would destroy Gojo. Probably.
They don't scale anywhere near obviously Naruto, but I think like My Hero has a lot of similarities to it in ways. So.
Yeah. If they did coexist, I'm sure the stats would eventually like equivalate.
Yeah.
In terms of like motifs and tropes, I would say My Hero is probably most like probably One Punch or DBZ.
Imagine Rock Lee and Deku fighting. He goes Gates, Deku goes fucking his shit.
Oh, dude, I saw My Guy versus.
And then Obito like fighting. They had to do that, like has to touch you to decay you, so they're having like a Minato and Obito moment.
There's a dope video on My Guy versus All Might on I think it's Death Battle.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, folks, feel free to keep asking questions. Any and all questions. JJK, anime, politics, conspiracies. Yeah, whatever you want. we'll do it.
Hey, have you seen the Andrew Tate update lately?
Oh yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that earlier, but yeah, top G. Yeah, people were saying he lost weight, but he gained weight. He looks bigger. And Tate, and his brother Tristan looks bigger also. Good for them.
Hey, you know they were hitting the weight room.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Those guys are not. Those guys are not gonna just sit on their ass. They're not the type. Yeah. But it's good to see him free though.
Did you guys see the whole Trump indictment shit?
Oh, dude, Trump indictment. To me, it's very convenient that this is coming to.
Trump getting arrested.
Yeah. To me, it's very convenient that they waited 7 years later
why
to.
Now, though?
Yeah, to me, it's very convenient that they waited 7 years to indict him for something so stupid. That's my.
I will say though, his lawyers and shit, they're great at freaking procrastinating issues to the point where like they'll procrastinate so much that the defense attorneys or the offense attorneys.
Yeah, and
they know all the ins and outs, and they
I'm interested to see the I'm interested to see the 34 charges against him that result in 136 years of prison time. Like, what did he kill somebody? Like, what the hell is happening? Yeah, that's what it says.
About it, Jay. What's your view on Trump though? Like do you think he's a good person, but you agree with his political attributes, or do you think both?
From my perspective, he seems like a good guy, a good businessman. Is he the best leader? He's not the most stoic. You need to be more stoic and level-headed. He's not the most level-headed. He does what has to be done, but I think he doesn't appeal to the entire populace. That's the problem. You need a more.
I feel like he's kind of like the Donzo of Narutoverse, and everybody looks at him like he's Donzo.
He's more so.
Looked at Obama as like Hiruzen.
Yeah. Trump would be more of like maybe like a Toby Rama or like a Donzo. Yeah.
Hey, that's better too.
We need more of like a Minato in office.
He's just so irrelevant though. You know? Like
exactly.
Trump. Like, in comparison to the founding fathers and shit, like he's just a facade. It's just an image.
The most history we got out of him was the election itself, ironically, in 2016. The very biased nature of the media. I've never seen media attack one side of the political spectrum so heavily in my life. I mean, obviously, I haven't lived that long, but that's crazy. That's just very, very apparently biased to me.
The hats were so cringe, though. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah. I remember the debates they had with Hillary. Those were hilarious. Let's see here. No Gojo would be.
Was close.
Yeah, no Gojo would be a god in One Punch Man. He would be in relativity to like Tatsuki. Yeah, I doubt he'd even touch One Punch Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Goku slams Saitama. Yeah, more than likely. There's just not enough on Saitama. Goku has like multiversal feats, almost universal plus. I'm so glad they're out of prison. Absolutely, man. It's about time that they get the fuck out of there. It's a W.
Way too long, bro. Yeah. Spending time
with ironically. Yeah, ironically, evidence to the contrary, and they were still in prison. There's evidence that they didn't do it. Evidence that those bitches were lying, and they're still in prison. It's very fucking convenient. Yeah, it's very interesting.
He chose to live in Romania, bro.
He needs to get, as soon as he's not under arrest anymore, he needs to get the fuck out of there. That's what he needs to do.
But see, no, you know what's weird though? Like he was defending them in a way though, and I didn't understand that. Like he was like, "Oh, I still love my country, this, and yada yada," and I'm like, "Bro, you need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, I get what he's probably doing it so they're not any more harsh on him while he's under house arrest. But once he's free from legislation and legality, I hope he does. He's a smart man. He better get the fuck out. Come to the States, man. Shit. It seems implied, but the criminal justice system has much more power in comparison to here. They don't need to have evidence to even confine you. Like they can just keep you for up to 5 months if they want. With no basis, really, just because they're suspecting something. It's very, very interesting what that means.
Give you more time if you say something out of hand or something.
Exactly. Ridiculous, it's just, there's just less rights there in Romania, unfortunately.
That's why America's got its perks, man. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
We got some dope laws here.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Even like someone that's considered guilty from the populace has some rights for the most part, at least in the justice system.
The real question is, would you go to an Andrew Tate party? If he
Sheesh. If he was in the state, let's say if he was near me and he's like, I'm having a fucking.
You know, there'd be a lot of baddies there.
Oh yeah,
you know
for sure.
Females would be there, bro.
Oh dude, they'd all be trying to I'll be trying to fucking glaze him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, literally, they'd just probably ignore you, to be honest.
Oh yeah, all the girls would be in his booth. They wouldn't give a shit about me or anybody.
Yeah.
He has 100 chicks up in his like fucking chair, dude, giving him lap
Lit-
dances
l-
and shit.
Hey, we used
literally.
to have a great fucking time. You'd be drinking all the good shit
I'd
and
be like,
doing all
Tate,
the fun stuff. You name
meeting
it, you know.
meeting him.
Oh,
And you
Yeah.
would still, there would still be some ladies that'll be there to vibe with you. Let's
Oh
be
yeah.
real.
If you're high value enough, they'll notice you. But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
They see a player, they're like, oh, okay.
yeah. They're like, all right,
And then you
he's
just take him
high
to
value.
take him to the jacuzzi that has like the most insane view and.
Oh yeah, that's what Tate does. Probably what he was doing before he got arrested. Just baddies all the
Right.
time. He miscalculated with those hoes, though, the ones that lied about him. But
Foreign chicks too.
those nasty ass hoes.
They're like, I only like a guy with an accent. You're like, oh, LA, okay. You know,
Yeah, those hoes are like,
spit game and shit.
those hoes literally admitted that they were lying, and they're still. I can't believe Tate was still in prison after that. Like, what the hell else do you need? You need them to go there and ask for them to ask you to let them go. Like, how fucking far do we have to go here? You know, might as well, like, do you need them to come out on national television and say we didn't do it? Is that how blatant of evidence you need? Like, how much further do you need to let them go? I don't understand that.
I suppose, man. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know either.
Obama's Hiruzen? Yeah, I guess so. No, I think Joe Biden's Donzo. Joe Biden's a fucking retard. He's not even Don. Donzo's too smart to be him. If anything, Joe Biden's like fucking Tenten, just useless.
We have a great video coming out about all that soon.
Oh yeah, we have
Follow
a
that, folks.
yeah. Ironically, we have a video on that's gonna come out with something related to that. Gojo versus Itachi. It would come down to Itachi being faster than him, and it would come down to
Way
whether or not,
faster.
yeah, way faster. It would
Yeah.
come down to whether Gojo has his Infinity ability on or not, because it is something he has to voluntarily keep on. And there's also the question of how would Genjutsu interact. There's nothing for me to imply that something that's intangible wouldn't affect him and would be protected by the Infinity ability. I think the Genjutsu would get to him, and I think he'd get.
Let's say he's in the Infinity Domain expansion, right? And let's say he
Yeah.
has that crow inside him with the Kodo.
Yeah.
He used that on himself, right? Does that help at all? Or
And the infinite the thing about the infinite void is that it's an infinite amount of information going into the victim's senses to the point where they die of exhaustion, burnout. So if
but
Itachi
doesn't
gets,
the Kodo override your senses completely, though?
that'd be interesting to see. That's
You know?
theoretically possible. But once you're in the domain, you're basically under his spell, and everything he wants is guaranteed, including your harm. It'd be interesting to whether or not he'd be even able to get the crow out in the first place, because there'd be so much information going into his mind that he's overwhelmed. If he gets caught in that, I don't know if he gets out. It's just he won't be able to use Genjutsu,
Yeah.
nothing. He's just getting overwhelmed with information to the point where he can't even really move. It's just an infinite series of information at an infinite level going into you until you are overwhelmed by it, or he stops it. That might take him out, but again, I don't think he'd be able to activate it in time. I think Itachi would blitz him.
Yeah. Oh, of course, yeah, for sure. But if he's already in it, yeah, definitely.
It's implied Infinity is on at all times. Actually, it's not. It's stated that he needs to have it on. It's an innate ability, but it's stated that during
Fact checking.
during times where he used to keep it off when he's in class and stuff like that. Apparently he had that ability. Again, I spoiled it for myself, but apparently since his second year as a sorcerer, he had it on. He would only turn it on when he's not in the classroom and stuff like that. So. Yeah, so it is something he has to keep on. It's very minute because he apparently has a gargantuan amount of curse energy that it's like beyond understanding, but he does have to keep it on. So unless I'm incorrect and I read the wrong piece of information, I might be wrong. Who knows? Isn't Infinity always on after he had his awakening moment after his fight with Toji? Also, do you think Tosuke could bypass Infinity? Oh, that's a good question. After his awakening moment after his fight with Toji, I don't think I'm that far yet. I think I know what you mean.
It's kind of like the whole Kodo thing again. Like he probably won't be able to like swing the Tosuke blade at all fast enough to actually impale him.
Yeah.
You would have to somehow override the reduction in speed caused by the Infinity thing.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
almost like moving infinitely slower than you would, and you have control
Yeah.
over that.
Essentially,
So,
it's kind of like you're oh so close, but you're still so far. That's essentially his ability. it seems like you're reaching the destination, but there's still an infinite distance of convergence between you and him, no matter how close it may seem you are to him, with Infinity. So
with Kodo, it's interesting though, because like if it does override your senses to the point where like you're kind of being controlled, right?
yeah,
Like fully, then the Affinity theoretically wouldn't be able to bypass that control just because of the prowess and lore behind Kodo specifically. But again, it's all speculation.
Yeah.
It's something to,
That crow though,
think
yeah,
about.
he'd have to figure out how to get the crow in the domain. Also, how to do it to where he doesn't have to voluntarily do it because he'd be overwhelmed immediately by the information. But either way, I don't think it'd ever get to that point because he's too fast for Gojo. He just blitz
Way
him.
too fast.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like if Gojo, let's say Gojo's like walking out of class, chilling, he'll just fucking blitz him. He's done. So, because Teen Gojo's Infinity is far weaker than current Gojo. Yeah, again, I'm not caught up to that part yet, so maybe that part he is.
Speaking of blitzing, I just thought of Danza versus Sasuke, and Danza just getting blitzed over and over.
Yeah, essentially. But as far as Totsuka bypassing Infinity, it would just never reach him. I don't think it's more it's not really. You can't really bypass Infinity. You just never reach it.
What about the Yadomir? Could it?
Could it reflect it?
Negate
the properties of it are definitely different than chakra, so I wonder how that would interact. That's an interesting question. We'd have to presuppose how it would interact with cursed energy. Whether it works, if it works similar to chakra, then it probably would deflect it.
It would, absolutely.
Yeah, like a cursed energy.
It kind of reminds me of like spiritual energy or nen or ki. It just seems like a spiritual energy, if you will.
Yeah, like a spiritual energy blast, like let's say purple, maybe that would be deflected if we presuppose that it interacts like chakra would. Like red, blue, or purple, which are abilities that Gojo can use.
If it's a different entity of a thing, like if it's not like chakra, then it wouldn't do shit.
Yeah, then it would just go through him and kill him. Yeah, so it all depends on what you presuppose. Oh, what's going on, Charlie? This is Clyde's friend, if I'm not mistaken. What's going on, brother?
Oh, yeah. What's up, brother? What's good, man?
He was on, we gotta give him props. He was the one guy that was shitting on Seth during the stream. One of the guys shitting on Seth during that Keem stream. So shout out to him for that. Yeah, fuck Seth. The most
the Yadomir has like any like AP. You know what I mean? Like, can it be used?
Maybe you could ram. Maybe you could ram someone with it, like ram into somebody with the Yadomir, theoretically.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most overrated Naruto character in terms of speed. It's a good Tobirama, probably.
Yeah. I'm still sick of it.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, they're like.
If it ain't him, then it's Kakashi.
He's faster than Madara. Like, then why the fuck did he admit he's slower than Minato, and Minato's slower than fucking KCM2 Naruto? Come on, dude.
Speed is also kind of overrated too.
No matter what, guys, like all that needs to be said. Do you think Minato's losing to Ken again? Twice?
Exactly.
Do you think that's really fucking happening?
You think he's getting snuck on? Come on, man.
Exactly. Come on.
Title caught my attention just recently. Binge read JJK planning to make videos on the characters. Oh yeah. I certainly want to delve into my own videos as well, especially with Gojo. Like to really learn about his abilities and explain it thoroughly, concisely, so the misconceptions are erased. Aside from that, just chilling till the UFC. Yeah, that's what we're doing. At 7, we're all gonna watch that, man. UFC 287 with Adesanya and Pereira. Great card.
Yeah.
And Masvidal. Masvidal is gonna be a treat to see as well against Burns.
Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland's on that card. The new kid, the 18-year-old. What was his name? Rosas Jr. He's only 18 years old.
New guy.
Yeah. Raul is only 18. He's on a pay-per-view. Yeah. That's crazy. That's how gifted he is.
That character from Jujutsu Kaisen with the dog, I believe, like the ones he can summon, like that guy's pretty sick too.
Oh yeah.
His name though.
Yeah, whole main card is good. Yeah, it's pretty solid all around. There's great. Even the first fight interests me. It's very rare that 4 to 5 fights of the main card interest me. Usually it's just the co-main and the main. The first two really don't seem to interest me. Prelims is pretty good too. Yeah, I think Gaslam's on the prelims. I'm interested to see that as well, if I don't miss it. That is. This card's one of the better cards of the year. Yeah, definitely one of the better cards of the year, I'd say. Yeah. Dude,
Kevin Holland has like no freaking like cauliflower ear. Everyone else in the post conference is just freaking.
You know what that proves? You know what that proves? That Holland just doesn't like grappling. That's why he got mauled by Kamza. He fucking mauled him because he doesn't like grappling.
You gotta learn it though.
You have wrestling is the baseline for MMA, like the most successful.
Yes,
And even if you're not
boxing,
good
bro.
at it,
Yeah.
at least like train your ass up to the point
Like-
where you can be moderate with it.
Like Adesanya, he's not no John Jones or Khabib, but his takedown defense has been good enough to suffice for him being champion for so long. That's why he was able to be like. That's why he beat Brunson. That's why he beat Gastelum. That's why he beat Vittori. It's because his wrestling takedown defense was pretty good. Maybe he can't wrestle with them, but yeah, Masvidal he's been pretty well as well. He did decent against Usman when it came until he got his
not a wrestler
at all.
He
Yeah,
got
no.
knocked out,
Yeah, he
bro.
got knocked the fuck out.
That
Yeah,
was rough.
that was bad. That was a really bad one.
Probably worse than Usman's knockout, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, that was worse. Yeah, that was really bad. That was really bad. That one wasn't like.
You can see all.
Yeah, yeah, that was really bad. That one was. I think that one was worse than the.
Patter.
Yeah, that was to me. That was worse than the Usman knockout. Yeah, I think the Masvidal getting knocked out was worse. Isn't Infinity always on? I already read that.
I was listening to a podcast with Masvidal, and he's like, if you ever get knocked out like that, like you gotta like take your time to mentally get ready.
Yeah.
To face
Oh yeah. When he was on Rogan's, yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. He
and
said
it makes sense with Usman, bro. Like, there's so many fighters that like, I forgot the record, but it's really low. Like, in
really
terms
low.
of people who defend their belts again like that after losing, it's extremely
what
low,
it does
bro.
is like when you get knocked out like that, especially when you're the champ and you're like on top of the world, it creates doubt. And I think honestly, I think Usman had a little bit of doubt in his second fight with Leon. There was even instances where you see him hesitate. He's hesitating in a situation where he usually wouldn't, and maybe that's why.
He was dominating and takedowns at last fight.
Exactly.
And
It seems like maybe mileage is starting to catch up to him. He has horrible knees. That's one thing. Like they're to the point he can't even run. He has to like swim because he can't run on asphalt. So that's trying to play a role on his body. But I think there was doubt in him after that knockout. I do. I honestly think there's doubt in him, and that hampered his performance, in my opinion. But hey, it's still Leon's win though. So got it fair and square to me. JJK is really good. What do you think about it so far? So far, solid 7.5, possibly 8 out of 10. The part that is lacking is the character development, obviously, especially the anime, because it's just 24 episodes for season 1. The aesthetics, I gotta give 9 or possibly a 10 out of 10. The aesthetics are pretty fucking good. The battles are very aesthetically pleasing. Gojo specifically, he steals the show every time he's on screen. Every time he's on there, even if he's not in fighting. So overall,
yeah. Again, I'm just kind of tired of the whole like demon and demon motif essentially that we see over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of getting overplayed. Like, don't get me wrong, Demon Slayer and shit like that is amazing.
Yeah.
But like, I just kind of want some like ingenuity, some creativity with these new opponents. You know what I mean? If you're gonna take the time to create a whole new series, give them something unique. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give it some flavor.
Let's see, bro. You imagine how many Naruto characters will go to jail for all the crimes? Like, they'd all be in prison for murder, most of them. Yeah, it's just a very chaotic and more so primal environment in comparison to first world countries, for sure. I mean, little kids are fucking trained to go slaughter other people at like age 12. So, I mean, it's very, very barbaric for sure. I'm also currently watching season 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it.
So good, bro. It's so good.
Yeah. Are you caught up on the manga? Oh, JJK, I'm up to chapter 64. So I watched the anime and then I read the manga up to there. I'm not gonna lie, I spoiled some parts for myself, like when Gojo he's gonna fight Toji. I did spoil myself a little bit there. I spoiled myself on some of the lore of Gojo, but I haven't caught up to the entire manga. I'm definitively up to 64, and I spoiled myself on some parts, but maybe I shouldn't have.
It's coming out soon, bro. So it'll be good.
That 7 out of 10 is about to go up then. Really? Okay, maybe it will change as I read on or I wait till the anime comes out. Yeah. So far, pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say 7 for me as well, honestly. That's fair for me right now. Just based off the anime and shit. Yeah.
But it is, I'm still only like 30% in or so. So yeah, there's still a lot of narrative to be told I need to see. Would Naruto try and talk no jutsu Hitler? He would look at Hitler the way he'd look at like an Orochimaru or something.
I don't think he would do that yet, because Naruto, he's naive, but not to the point where if he knows you're pure like evil incarnate, like he's not. He's just gonna give you the hands. Like he
Yeah.
knows. You know what I mean? Like,
It's like it would be like part one Naruto trying to talk no jutsu, part one Orochimaru when he was at his most sinister. Like,
yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
that's
That's a
Yeah,
good analogy.
no,
Yeah.
yeah,
no.
yeah.
So,
I just
he,
think
he
that
wanted.
yeah, he Hitler, his mind is like he's iron framed in a bad way. His ideology is concretely, you know, dried up in his mind. Like he's not changed. You'd have to kill him and take him down.
Like
Which,
Naruto only is willing to try to convince or bring it to the light when he senses a confliction within him.
yeah, there's
Which
no
is why
yeah.
he did with Nagato, who was really fucked and caused him to go through the most pain he ever went through, and he was still willing to forgive and do the talk no jutsu.
Yeah,
And then Obito, that was even more like the amount of loss that Obito caused Naruto, and then killing his best friend, you name it, like bro, like, and he was still willing to talk no jutsu. So like, if he senses the confliction or there's some little kind of light within you, he will. But Hitler, he's not like that.
he's like morally black, and we all know it. He's a morally dark person, and then Naruto would read
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I think people like shit on the talk no jutsu a lot, but like you guys said, there's a lot of parallels that you can find with Nagato and Naruto.
oh
as
yes,
well as Obito and Naruto as well.
tons
Like,
of them. Yeah,
Nagato and him were both, Jiraiya's, understudies. They had like very similar ideologies in the beginning. Unfortunately, Nagato and Obito were tainted by personal experiences, but
yeah.
Naruto held true. You know what I mean?
They're just
How-
sinister. Yeah, exactly. It held true. And there's just sinister individuals that are beyond saving. And even in the Naruto verse, Hidan's an example.
Yeah.
Gaara in part one. Well, you can't really say he was beyond saving because Naruto in a way saved him when he whipped his ass. Orochimaru part one. Like I said, Hidan. Kakazu in a way. He's sinister. He has a motive. It's money, but still, there's just some guys that are beyond saving. Have you read Chapter Zero or watched the movie? I have not yet, but I am gonna probably do both.
I just heard about that. I'm
Yeah.
definitely down to check it out.
I know I've heard it's a prequel, so I am interested. JJK Zero. I know it's short, so it's gonna be easy to absorb. I definitely want to check that out and see what that's like. See how it sets things up. The fucking soundtrack is awesome. To JJK. Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to see more of Squad Zero from Bleach, bro. What they can
Oh
do.
man. Yeah, I
Those
need to
guys look
see.
Sick, man.
Yeah, as far as
Yeah.
Bleach, for those wondering, yeah, I've caught up to the anime, including Thousand Year Blood War. Do both before reading on. Yeah, I'll probably do that because it is a prequel after all, so I'll probably have a better understanding. Dude, Minato is dangerous. In JJK verse, they're gonna curse him and bury him underground. You just teleport out, but yeah, Naruto would just nuke Hitler, probably. He'd Bijou
yeah.
bomb. He'd Bijou bomb
He would
Germany.
body the entire Germany, like it'd be like, no offense, but it'd be like us dropping the bomb.
It would be
at
he'd
a time all
basically
over again.
he would Hiroshima Germany with a fucking with a Bijou bomb. That's what he would do.
Literally, he'd be like, "Hey, either concede or I'm ending this." Like
Exactly.
instantaneous.
Yeah, it's set
He
1
didn't
year.
even have to even do that. He could just literally move so
No.
quick and kill everybody before
Have
they
some
even know.
clones, bro.
Oh
Or
yeah,
just have two clones to every single person.
yeah. Yeah, it's set 1 year before the main story. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna read it first before I go and move on.
Interesting. Nice.
Gojo stuff, very important plot details. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. If it has Gojo in it for sure. Gojo is my favorite character usually,
I just have some more context too about
Yeah.
things. You know?
and more development, which is what I've said is lacking right now from what I do know. So, but yeah, folks, any questions you may have at all, any and all, Bleach, anime in general, politics, UFC. Clearly, we're big UFC fans as well. Like any questions at all, any topics, and make sure to hit the like button if you haven't
Hit that
already.
like.
Appreciate it. Make sure to hit the
Yes,
like button,
sir.
guys. We appreciate that. Let's see here. Is there any questions that I missed or anything? Motherfuckers think Minato is a nice person, but he killed 1,000 shinobi. Hey, he's cold blooded. Yeah, he's cold blooded. Right about that.
Dude,
definitely
and he
cool.
had a run on site orders, so you know
Yeah.
they kill a shit ton of shinobi. just
Oh
to get
yeah,
one.
he's probably slaughtering all kinds of them to the point where they had to literally make it a law to run away. And that's all you could do is
Like
run.
he's not gonna kill one person and be like, oh yeah, everyone run on site now. Like no,
Yeah.
you gotta do work, bro. for
Yeah,
that to
yeah.
be a
He
thing, you know?
he basically carried Konoha, essentially. Yeah, he was literally carrying them.
Just with KCM1, he was backpacking.
Exactly. Yeah. The main character of the movie is oddly more compelling than Itadori in way less time. Interesting. Yeah, I gotta watch the movie for sure. I'm probably gonna do that tonight after UFC.
They
Probably.
watch what movie?
Isn't it funny how
The JJK movie. Yeah, I gotta
Oh,
check that
okay,
out.
okay.
Yeah.
it's funny how characters like Gojo and Kakashi just freaking take the spotlight
I know,
away
right?
from protagonists sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
exactly.
fucking yeah, it was dope, bro.
There's something appealing about him, like the sort of like a realistic and very unique mentor character, like those two. Yeah.
Let me ask you two something real quick. Like, if you were to be in Kishimoto's shoes and you were to write Naruto again, how would you develop his like ninjutsu arsenal? Like, would he keep it the same, or would you like
That's a
give
good
it some more, like,
question.
variety?
I would, if I was the writer of Naruto and wrote his character. I, it's pretty well done, but how would I approach that? I'd probably make the Nine Tails even harder mountain to climb. I mean, it already was hard enough for him. It definitely
Yeah.
was detrimental, but it certainly aided him a lot of times, like against Neji and stuff like that. I don't know if I would have wrote it that way. I think I might have had him lose that fight or something along those lines. I would make
Okay.
him more so earn the Nine Tails power for sure. I wouldn't have him like fuck up Haku with the Nine Tails, or maybe against Haku because that was a life and death situation. Maybe there it would be fine, but against Neji it wasn't very necessary. Maybe he needed a beating to learn lessons. So basically, in a nutshell, I'll just have him have to more so earn the Nine Tails power and not just to conveniently aid him in times where it's not really needed. Like that's not life and death. That's probably what I would do.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
You Batman?
No, yeah, for the most part, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So it's pretty logical to basically analyze it that way. I don't really see the issue in that. So.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest. As far as like besides like removing the Nine Tails, he earned everything pretty hard. Like he had to work hard for him. Like the Rasengan, he had to like he literally like passed out from learning after he learned it.
Shit.
Yeah, the Rasen Shuriken. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just think like the Rasengan, like of course it's it's something to revere and appreciate, but
Yeah.
I wish like after the time skip he got a little something else. You know what I mean? Just like Boruto, for example, has a shit ton of jutsus. And I'm like, how the hell did this happen? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
So
That was
it'd
way
be
less
cool
earned.
to
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I just think it would have been cool to see like more of that, or even see more Kakashi's 1,000 jutsus, or like
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. It gives more complexity
I agree with that.
to
Yeah.
a character. Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I would certainly like to see at least some like other jutsus that Kakashi had, not just the Chidori and the Raikiri, but yeah, that definitely would have been really cool to see. Yeah. Madara's gained the highest death sentence, especially for dropping a whole ass meteor. I mean, if we're being technical, almost everyone in the shinobi world that's a shinobi has blood on their hands. If we were making them conform to our legal justice system, then most of the shinobi world would be in prison, including like Naruto, even Naruto, Kakashi. All of them would be imprisoned for murder, assault, all kinds of laws that we have implemented in the first world country. So all of them would be fucking criminals in our eyes in the justice system that we have here. So that's why I say, yeah, that's why when I see videos that people make trying to compare ideologies, it's a false dichotomy, like I always say, because it's two different realities. The very nature of the shinobi's world is more barbaric. It's more barbaric than our own. We can't compare that. Their very form of being is different. They don't see this as, oh, I can't even touch them. That's very unethical. Like to them, it's about defending their village. It's more like
honor.
It's more, yeah. I feel like Kishimoto wrote these times to more so illuminate past times in human history, like during times where there were only tribes and laws were more ambiguous and it was more about survival. That's what the shinobi world more so illuminates, rather than first world conditions where you're fucking worried about fixing your phone or something like that. Like they don't give a shit about any of that. Their priorities are much different than our own. Survival is their priority, not so much moral righteousness. There is morality in Naruto, but it's not like as nuanced and detailed as ours. Like it's different for sure. Certainly not the same.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
Like the ninja tools, I'm like about the karma. It's like just very convenient ways of amplifying powers that we're used to already.
Exactly. Yeah.
And same thing with DBZ. Like the reason why I love it so much is because like these guys go through extreme training,
Exactly.
hyperbolic chambers, facing off all these guys to become strong in the first place. not some fucking cheap shortcut to gain power. It's like
Yeah,
legitimate
and
path of progression,
yeah,
you know.
and that's
So
always been the problem with Boruto is the lack of earning power, especially with Uzumaki himself. He just didn't earn it in the eyes of the fans. That's why he's not that respected. Like as far as a character, yeah, he's powerful, but as far as a character, he's not very well respected yet. He didn't earn any. He didn't earn most of that. Like his
yeah,
dad defeats Momo and he gets the power. Very convenient. Like he can absorb ninjutsu now. He could take down foes at a whim now. It's very convenient. He slammed Boro because he has Momo inside of him. Like not earned.
dude,
You know?
imagine if Naruto got that karma mark though,
Oh
bro.
Jesus! I don't know who's gonna stop him. He would have slammed. He probably would have slammed Ishiki, probably even without Baron mode. To be honest, because vessels are apparently
Yeah,
stronger than a perfect vessel is apparently stronger than an Otsutsuki himself. That's why Ishiki wanted Kawaki's body because he wanted the perfect vessel.
If they have that perfect, yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
unstoppable,
It's kind of like
basically.
yeah, it's kind of like a Jinchuriki thing. Like Jinchurikis are stronger than the individual tail beasts alone. Like
Yep.
Killer Bee versus the Eight Tails. Like he'd beat the Eight Tails if there's like a world where the Eight Tails was inside of him and there was like another Eight Tails by itself. He'd beat that Eight Tails because he's superior. So it's the
I
same
like
kind
the
of
whole like
dichotomy. Yeah.
yeah, I really like the whole like Roshi and Goku reference in Naruto too. Like I thought that was
Oh yeah
pretty
yeah
cool. I
yeah
don't know if it's like connected at all, or maybe it's like some Japanese lore thing there, but I thought that was kind of neat, you know.
yeah. The fact that one of the tail beasts is called Son Goku is pretty cool. It's like a Dragon Ball
And
reference.
its sensei is Roshi, you know, like
Literally,
pretty
yeah.
much. Yeah,
That's pretty dope. Yeah. Um, Naruto isn't innocent either. His ass is going to jail. Yeah, they're all going to jail in our world. All of them are. Dude, any verse the Naruto
Naruto.
characters would face life in
He only
prison.
technically killed like one person though, the whole series. Like
Yeah,
honestly,
like straight up. Yeah. My hero, JJK Black Clover. Unless you're talking like Berserk or Vagabonds, Boruto. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the truth. They're just barbaric people in comparison to most people in other verses. Do you think Naruto was done dirty by having Jiraiya train him? It's a meme, but Suikage was kind of onto something. Was he done dirty? I mean, he is one of the legendary
done
Sannin.
dirty.
I don't think he was done dirty. I think besides Kakashi and Jiraiya, there really isn't much better people to teach him. Um,
Yeah, no, Minato respected the shit out of Jiraiya. Even he
yeah,
knew Naruto out of one of his books.
yeah,
He knew a shit ton of sealing jutsus, knew what the plan was with Kurama by leaking it out and shit. I think he was a perfect candidate to
I agree. Yeah,
train Naruto.
and
Yeah.
his whole character parallels Naruto. That's the whole point. Orochimaru more so paralleled Sasuke and his ideology. That's why they had it that way. Um, so I don't think he was done dirty. I get it. Dry plays around a lot, but he certainly aided him quite a bit. He introduced him to the Rasengan. He helped him build a relationship with the summoning toads, and he did a lot for him. He even helped him with the Nine Tails power to some extent. He when he pushed him off that cliff to force him to summon Gamabunta, that's what he needed.
Hmm.
And Jiraiya is that type of trainer. Like he pushes you to the limit. So I think he was a good,
Now,
yeah,
Nayo, I don't know if you mean like why didn't like Jiraiya foster Naruto after like the death of his parents? Like why did he let Hiruzen kind of like leave him on the back burner, if you will? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like Hiruzen was taking care of him, but not to the extent that you should, especially with how he has Kurama. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And the importance of like his parents and what they did in their legacy. So
yeah,
I agree. I think Jiraiya should have like adopted him a lot sooner, but it is what it is, man.
yeah.
You
That I
know?
do agree with. He should have defended Minato's legacy more and took care of him, but didn't do it. He waited a long time. Um, all right, let's see, dude. Let's see here, even as
Can't
military
blame him for
soldiers.
trusting Hiruzen.
Yeah, he can't.
Yeah,
He's Hokage after all, and he did promise to take care of him.
yeah,
And he
he
did
did.
train Jiraiya too,
Yeah,
so it's like,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, why wouldn't he trust him? Yeah. Didn't Madara try to do mass genocide? Essentially, he wasn't necessarily slaughtering the globe, but he was just removing free will, which I guess in a way is removing life because they're not living their own lives autonomously anymore. So in a way, it is kind of genocide. Um, Dude, even as military soldiers, the shinobi are in the bingo book for criminals in their verse. Dude, I'm sure like Sakamo's in the bingo book at one point. Yeah, I mean, not just because Naruto versus more barbaric doesn't mean they don't have their own morality. They certainly do. I mean, they see people as malicious or righteous. Like Minato was a righteous person, Orochimaru wasn't. They might not have as tedious and detailed legislation as our world, where we can't even assault, like fight somebody. It'd be illegal in most states in this country, at least. But they do have their own moral code, though. They certainly do, their own honor system, if you will. But
Sakuma was like another person who had to run on site order as well. Like,
yeah,
but the reason he killed so many shinobi was for the leaf, so it was a justifiable and honorable thing. Like, there are customs and cultures that are a lot different than what we experience here in the Western side
exactly.
of the world. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it's certainly different.
Yeah.
Because I see the people like NC Hammer compare the two. Like, this is a false dichotomy, man. It's not the same thing. They don't. Their whole ideology and morality is different than our own. Like, unfortunately, death just isn't a big deal to them for the most part. Like, slaughtering a shinobi during wartime, that's normal. That's like as normal as us fucking going to the store and buying groceries. That's how normal it is to them. It's not like they're malicious people slaughtering for the sake of slaughtering. Like, they have a purpose behind it. It's different. That's why I say Kishimoto is trying to more so replicate past times in human history, like during tribal wars in human history, when survival was the main priority, not necessarily making people feel good. It was a different time, so it's not the same thing. So when I see people like, oh, Naruto's a terrible person, I'm like, not necessarily. Not in his world. He's not a bad person in his world, clearly.
I really appreciate how basic it was for early Naruto. It's like, it just really made you focus on the characters, what they're able to do, their ideologies, because like, you're not dependent on technology or like no jutsu or something broken. Like, it's just like nitty gritty. With that.
And that was what Kishimoto banked on. Yeah, it's as hard as it gets, raw battle, hard times, and I think Kishimoto, with his Boruto verse creation, he kind of proved the point that hard men create soft times, and that's essentially what Naruto did with creating peace. He created soft times. That's why we have shinobi like Boruto born with silver spoons in their mouths.
Literally.
But Naruto came from hard times, made him a hard man. He came from hardship, and that's why another reason why we don't respect Boruto yet. He came from soft times. So now he's gonna experience hard times, being a global terrorist in the eyes of everyone. So, Minato spoke about Sakuma if he was a god. Yeah, I remember that. He said that even the Sani paled in comparison. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's high praise. That's like Hanzo or beyond level praise right there. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sakuma versus Prime Geo would be definitely.
Yeah. I would definitely love to see that. IIRC. Tito Kubo spoke with the JJK author and told him about having the characters have downtime. Oh yeah, I think someone else referenced this. I don't remember the quote, but it's an interesting read if you might. I definitely want to check that out. Yeah. If you could make your own shonen and manga, what would it be about? That's a good question. I would definitely want it to be unique, but still portray the most revered ideologies. I can't lie and say it wouldn't be battle based. Of course it would. But how exactly would I write? There's just so many animes that have been created. I'd have to create a power system, an honor system, all kinds of things, but it would probably be more similar to like a Dragon Ball world. The way that especially early Dragon Ball, the way it was set up, I liked that template. I wouldn't copy it, but it'd be similar. Power levels would be implemented. But if I want,
all the time, bro.
Power levels some sort of power level system would be implemented. But then again, Toriyama made a good point when he stopped with power levels. He just said, "Hey, I'm giving it away. Why the fuck would I give it the power level? He's gonna win." So that's a good point. That doesn't sell manga when you know who's more powerful already before the fight even begins. So I'd have to think on that, think through that, because Toriyama had a good point getting rid of power levels in a way, as far as appealing to the consumer at least, to sell more manga.
Yeah, he made some great
writer.
Early on.
Yeah, great writer. So I'll do something along the lines of that. Obviously, I'd have to change up the aesthetics and all that, but be power level based.
Unique ability.
Some kind of something unique. Yeah. Bro, Shinobi's in Naruto wake up to sharpen their kunai so they can go to war and lose a limb. Exactly. Every time we wake up, we check our phone. Yeah, that's how much different we are. little kids and
Hey,
fucking.
priorities, bro.
We got an 8-year-old Naruto.
That's the same generic trend with Boruto compared to Naruto.
Yeah,
like
we see
Boruto wakes up, he has a
plays his
fucking
video
war in his
game.
hand,
Yeah, yeah.
Naruto, they have to get a fucking kunai and go to fucking war and shit.
Exactly, like fucking Boruto wakes up and plays on his fucking Nintendo, and then fucking at the same age, Naruto is getting up to go to war. It's a completely different world. So, because hard times creates hard man creates soft times, and Boruto was born in soft times. Yeah. Now he's not, but he was born into it. Yeah. So
it just creates individuality, because like the challenges that we saw Naruto and other characters face, completely unique.
Yeah, completely.
I mean? That's what gives him such a characterization, if you will, and it's something that we can explore and appreciate as the story unfolds, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a great anime or character in the first place. Is like the unique and creativity attributes towards the story or characters in question. So that's why I think Naruto did such a great job, and it's hard to come by these days.
Yep, really hard.
Pacing, development, and uniqueness, honestly, is kind of deviating a lot.
Yeah.
There are some gems here and there, but it's not what it used to be.
I agree. It seems like times have changed. Maybe maybe for anime writers. You know what I think? I think that anime writers are very intelligent, and they're aware of the different ideologies that are now present in comparison to 20 years ago. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, society's changed. Kids have changed. You know, the kids today are certainly not the kids of yesterday. Maybe that's why Kishimoto said, you know what? I gotta appeal to the young kids, and I gotta, put Kishimoto. I'm gonna have Boruto playing video games. I'm gonna have him mad at his dad, shit like that. Like maybe that's why it makes sense. He wants to sell manga at the end of the day, but to those that were around during the golden years of the Narutoverse, we don't want to see that. That's the problem. We want to see hard-earned, grit, determined people. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see fucking Boruto bitching that his dad is not home to fucking have a meal with him. Like, come on, man. Like, it's ridiculous. But I think times have changed. I think that's why writers have changed their blueprint to writing anime, like new gen anime especially. It's good to see One Piece still going. I'm glad there's like at least one gem from the past still going. Even Dragon Ball Super in a way, still pretty consistent to its old ways, and in some ways at least. Boruto's a new gen anime, so it's just unfortunate that there's a conflict with the fans of today and the fans of yesterday. So, do you think the journey to get to the Boruto time skip was worth it? So far, overall, if I was, let's say a guy asked me, should I read Boruto from start to finish? I would say, you know what? If you're ready for a lot of filler and bullshit, go ahead. That would be the truth. If you're ready for a bunch of shit you don't care about, the ending is probably worth it. That's what I would tell them. I wouldn't say that it's completely worth it. Especially someone that doesn't even know about the Narutoverse, especially. I'd probably say it's kind of worth it at best. That's what I would say. Give me a second, folks. I think make sure that you guys still there. It says that they're muted, folks. Give me a second. It's strange.
Yeah, I'm here, Jay.
Oh, okay.
Shinobi, he went to the bathroom or whatever, something like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just had my mic muted for a moment, so I had some background noise going on.
I thought my headphones died. Shit, we're good.
No, you're good, man.
Imagine how embarrassing it has to be to get whooped by an 8-year-old child that can reflect anything. Oh shit, man. Yeah, Damon's that guy.
Bruh.
Damon is that guy. That's what Damon could do. Yeah.
Where is Damien from again? Sorry, I'm not...
Yeah, Amado built him. He's a cyborg.
Okay, he's Boruto. Okay.
Yeah, Boruto.
Yeah.
I hope time skip is more brutal and more deaths happen. You know what? I agree. I want to see more brutality. More fatality, more hardship.
Back to like the OG Naruto, like the Land of Waves type shit and whatnot.
I want suspense. Like I want hard times again. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want Boruto to experience hard times, for real. Not just like, oh, my dad's not home today. Like I want to see him actually be like, oh shit, man. Like no one fucks with me anymore. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I agree. I would say though, if Naruto did that in Naruto growing up, he'd probably doing the same.
Oh yeah.
Bratty ass.
Yeah, definitely. If he had his father, and his mother, yeah, he definitely wouldn't have had the hardship he had that in the original storyline for sure. But feel free to keep asking questions, folks. We'll probably go for about 15 more minutes. The fights do commence soon. You can ask UFC as well. We're actually pretty knowledgeable, I'd say, on UFC. So, questions from pre-established times. Could Naruto beat Aizen with the Hoyoku? Well, you gotta presuppose how strong Aizen in his final form is. If you think he's stronger than Yamamoto, and if you think Yamamoto was about to burn down an entire realm, and if you consider that realm universal in size in comparison to our own, then Naruto will get fucking slammed. But if you presuppose that Aizen is not, which I don't think he is, I don't think he reaches that level. I don't think Yamamoto reaches that level, because I tend to believe that the Soul Society is not the size of our universe. Which, again, I can't prove, but it doesn't seem that way inductively.
Rationally, it makes sense.
Yeah, rationally. Yeah. Simply more of a pocket. Yeah. So I'd say
like Waco Mundo.
Yeah, it's like a Waco Mundo. Yeah, exactly. So I would say that Aizen probably would fall to Naruto. An argument I make, some people consider it ratty, is the very fact that Ichigo made sure to gather some distance between him and Karakura Town, but he only went a few miles up, maybe 10, 20 miles out, and he felt comfortable fighting Aizen at that distance from Karakura Town, implying that he speculates that Aizen's not stronger than himself, and not only that, but he's estimating that his own power and his own AP won't reach Karakura Town. Again, some people might say that's bullshit, you can't prove that. But the very fact that he went out of his way to only push him out a few miles away from Karakura Town could imply that they're definitely not planet level plus individuals. Again, it's not concrete. You could counter me and say, well, maybe Ichigo is so superior that he thought it didn't matter. Maybe he just wanted a little bit of space to kill Aizen, and that's it. That's a fair deduction.
Yeah.
But I'd say this: if that's the case, and they're so preposterously powerful, why didn't Ichigo just go to a different realm and fight him there? Fight Waco Mundo, someplace he doesn't give a shit about. That would be my counter, but none of it's provable. Yeah.
It's kind of like how during the Cell arc, Piccolo took Cell away to mitigate damage to the surrounding area.
Yeah.
I think the same thing would apply there, but obviously Cell is able to fuck up the whole planet.
Oh yeah, easy.
Even on that stage, so
casually.
It's up to the situation that we're talking about, but
yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, and not to say that I believe that. I kind of believe it. It's not provable though. I just don't. I would also counter and say I do think if I was counting myself, I'd say, well, Yamamoto with his Bankai could destroy a realm. Are you suggesting that final form Aizen can't do the same? Are you suggesting that Karakura Town plus another 20 miles on top of that is the size of the Soul Society? That's a hard stretch. I don't know if I'd agree with that. So if I was debating myself,
it's a replica of Karakura Town too. Yeah. It wasn't even the real thing.
Exactly. So yeah, there's so many variables that I have to consider, but I'd say that Aizen's not universal. I don't think there's enough for that. Nor Yamamoto, nor final form Ichigo during that time when he fought Dangai Ichigo when he fought Aizen. So I would say Naruto probably beats him. Prime Naruto. I think he probably beat him. Baryon Naruto for sure. Probably would beat him.
With 6-pass stage mode as well.
Yep. 6-pass stage mode, yep.
Great reaction time. I think he has proper tools in his kit to deal with something like Aizen for sure.
Yeah, so I probably lean towards Naruto. There's arguments for both sides. If I had to debate for Aizen, I probably could come up with something, but empirically, it's just more for Naruto.
Does his Zanpakuto work on
exactly?
Naruto,
that's a question. Yeah, it's definitely a question you have to think of. I hope time skip is more. Oh yeah, we just read that. You think they'll kill off Naruto once he inevitably comes back? It's a good question. Kawaki did say during the beginning of the time skip that I'm going to send you to where I sent the Lord Seventh, and he sent them somewhere. He sent them to another dimension. So maybe that's
bro.
Yeah. I doubt he's going to get killed. If anything, I think Sasuke is. I think he's going to get killed.
There's so much love for Naruto, the character.
Yeah.
If they couldn't even kill off Rock Lee, even though Kishimoto wanted to, you think they're going to do that to Naruto?
Exactly. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
They'll probably do it to Sasuke, because let's be real, Sasuke always gets the L treatment, but...
yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Listens to the fans. Same with Toriyama. They genuinely do care about what people think about the story and how it should go. They do add that into their narrative decisions, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I agree. I think that Naruto's he's too like detriment. He's too important to the narrative. Honestly, Sasuke is too, but I just don't see how they're gonna get rid of him because I know Kawaki doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit about him. He's not gonna seal him. He doesn't give a shit about him unless maybe Boruto seals him. I don't know. But then why would he have his jacket? You know, this is an interesting question as well. During the time skip, I mean, he has his fucking jacket and his sword. So why would he have that with him if Sasuke's not dead? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
see them like see him keeping them around, but
yeah,
not being
possible.
relevant.
Yeah, it's
Killing
possible.
them, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's certainly possible. Let's see here. Hope Boruto becomes a villain because ain't no way he's just gonna let that plot twist slide. Who knows? Maybe he does become vengeful like Sasuke, and he does turn on, turn on the shinobi. It's possible. I wouldn't mind that twist actually, but yeah. But Kawaki certainly seems like the antagonist in the time skip. I'll say that he seems like the bad guy. Yeah, seems like it. But what's the difference between blitz and outspeed and power scaling? The difference. Outspeeding and blitzing someone. Well,
Um,
blitzing, I think blitzing is a more radical word to utilize. Blitz implies like you're blatantly outscaling your opponent's reaction time, while conversely, not conversely, while outspeeding is more so doing so but by a lesser margin. Maybe you're just faster than your opponent and you get to the punch before they do. That's not necessarily a blitz. That's more
yeah,
so
yeah.
you outspeed. I think it comes down to semantics.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think blitzing is like blatant, like before they can even fucking know what's happening, you're one-shotting them or whatever the case may be. While it's outspeeding is like, all right, I just beat you to the punch, just beat you. I'm faster than you. So I think it comes down to that. It's more
Yeah,
so semantic.
outspeed as a, it just kind of basically means like you outspeed someone by an arbitrary amount.
Yeah,
Blitz is a more like severe connotation, like you said, like if you blitz someone, you're so fast to the point where you can't even perceive them coming at you,
exactly,
essentially.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Um, it's like in DBZ how like Krillin, everyone can see, Goku and then battle in the sky, they can perceive that, but obviously they outspeed them.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah, exactly what it is. Yeah, like a good
yeah, so
analogy
yeah.
would be like you get blitzed by a light when you turn on the light switch. Like it's on before you can even realize it. While being outsped would be like losing a race. Like you're pretty fast, the other guy's just a little faster. He outsped you. That's the way of
Mhm.
thinking of it. Like you just can't perceive it almost. The gap in speed is so significant that you can't even perceive it. It's just beyond your
Yeah.
perception and your reaction ability. So yeah, it's just the difference in speed. Like outspeeding is more so like it even can possibly imply a relative level of speed. Just one person
Yeah.
is just arbitrarily faster. Blitz is just a significant gap. It's like you're significantly superior speed wise. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. I want to see Bo become a menace and catch some bodies. I don't Boruto to be the same as Naruto. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Honestly, a little spice would not be bad. I wouldn't mind seeing Boruto become a villain and just slaughter people and become a Sasuke. I wouldn't mind it at all.
Some
Honestly,
Five Kage Sasuke type shit
yeah.
again.
Imagine that'd be
But
amazing. Imagine he does that. The
we
Five Kage Summit. That'd be sick. Yeah.
we need more development in his character to even have that
Yeah,
ideology,
we do need
So
that.
like
We need to see
right now it
why.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right now it wouldn't make any like the next chapter him slaughtering people that wouldn't make sense. We would need like chapters where that hate builds, like the resent builds towards the people. Maybe that would make sense. And then I would like to see it. I would like to see a Five Kage Summit event. Maybe the other Kages are at the summit, and maybe Kakashi takes Naruto's place or something, or Sasuke, and then Boruto shows up and says "fuck all of you," and just goes to town. But that'd be pretty cool. But again, it'd have to make sense. So
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, Also, what's the difference between travel speed and battle speed? I see many people either conflate the two or don't know what the other is talking about.
Battle
Travel
speed.
speed versus battle speed.
Well, I mean, like ninjutsu speed, right? That'd be a part of your battle arsenal, right? So
Yeah,
that could be applied to
Oh,
that.
okay.
Maybe the speed of your kunai and shuriken, or maybe the speed of like your genjutsu, or something of that sort. I think travel speed is literally connotating your physical land speed. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's the way I look at it too. The difference.
It's like perception, speed, reaction,
Yeah,
combat.
the
Then you
term.
have
Yeah, it all comes down to the semantical relationship of the words. So travel implies you progressing through an area to reach a destination. It doesn't imply you battling whatsoever. The word battle is nowhere.
Running.
Yeah, because the word battle the word battle is nowhere in that semantical phrase. So travel is just necessarily running somewhere. Maybe how fast you could run from point A to point B, and I guess something along those lines. While conversely, battle speed, the very phrase itself implies where we're headed. Battle implies you're in a state of attack.
So like combat speed or reaction speed.
Like the ability to whatever the battle strategy is, whether it's the ability to how fast you punch, how fast you can throw an object, how fast you can utilize a hacks, how fast you can activate.
And then you also have
activate
attack
a
speed
hacks.
with your abilities, and that'd be like for Naruto as an ambo, that'd be like jutsu. So let's say you shoot a fireball, that would have like an attack speed or whatever.
And now these two terms could be synonymous in certain examples. Like for example, the Flash. The Flash will hit you. Let's say he runs to you, and he's going full speed. That travel speed will be equivalent to his combat speed because he's going full speed, and his very attack is the running itself, right? So there it'd be the same thing, but there's examples where that's not the case. Like Naruto throwing a fucking kunai, that speed's probably different than him traveling to the land of sand or something. Like it's completely different. So yeah, I think there's certainly differences, and again, it comes down to like the semantics of it when you're trying to differentiate these terms, but. Seriously, someone needs to explain these power scaling terms more than just surf bone. And maybe one day we could do that kind of video, like explaining that kind of thing.
Easily, bro. I agree. People don't use the right vernacular sometimes.
They don't.
The one I see the most, I would say, classified incorrectly is like combat speed versus reaction time. Like they mistake that. Like you might be able to react and perceive something, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can combat it. You know.
Exactly.
Like maybe you're turning your head, but something that's quicker than your ability to react, like your body to react, is coming towards you. You might be able to perceive it, but you're not going to be able to counter it. So
because you have perception speed. So
exactly.
Because, like you can either perceive something or whatever doesn't mean you can react to it.
Exactly.
An example like Kakuzu, and shit.
Exactly.
These are concepts that apply to real life as well, so they shouldn't be too far fetched to understand.
Yeah, that's why when you say Kakuzu was blitzed, it's possible because his perception kept up with the very fact that Naruto was behind him, but he was unable to physically react though.
Yeah, so he was speed blitzed when it came to reaction speed and combat speed.
Exactly. Yeah. So he was just simply outsped significantly because he just couldn't react in time. Like his body couldn't react. He perceived it, but his body couldn't react accordingly. So.
And we know it's a speed blitz because there's many examples in Naruto where people are getting attacked from behind and they can still react to it accordingly.
Exactly. And the very fact that in the manga specifically, there's a question mark implying he is aware of what's happening. So yeah, he's aware that he's getting attacked and he can't react. Even
worse, Data Book says he has He has no blind spots, so it had to be a fucking speed blitz.
Yeah, people try to say it's off guard. That's definitely incorrect.
He was distracted.
Yeah, like. He has no blind spots, so you can't necessarily off guard him, unless you do what Kakashi did when he got him in the heart.
Kind of applies to Kaguya too.
Yeah.
And if anything, like all that happened is his tentacle attack speed was like the problem. So Naruto used his shadow clones to compensate for the attack speed difference. When it came to his travel. And then when Naruto's traveling using the shadow clones to take the hits, that created the time intervals and gaps for him to get the run all around. And utilize his full speed and just speed blitz.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Anyone remember Mitsuki? I mean, him trying to kill Boruto is pretty crazy to see. I mean, I know his brain is being rewired by Ida, but it was still crazy to see him try to fucking blitz him with Sage Mode. I was like, damn, he fucking wants to kill him. That was wild to me. I was like, shit, man.
Mitsuki is kind of like, I like him because like Snake Sage Mode wasn't really fully explored until like Kabuto.
Exactly.
He had to be an amalgamation of different people to even achieve that in the first place.
Yep.
To achieve that on your own, like will and accord, that's pretty impressive.
It's very impressive.
A concept that transitioned into Boruto easily, I would say.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Some far-fetched concept like karma.
It wasn't forced. Yeah, like that wasn't forced to me. That was natural. That like naturally flowed with Naruto. But the fucking karma.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like Kabuto had the dragon Sage Mode, what Mitsuki has is the actual snake
Yep.
stage mode, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Him see like
No,
swag.
probably had Snake Sage mode for sure.
Yeah, like
Oh,
swag.
yeah.
Swag used a good
I
word.
thought he called it dragon or something like he was a sage of a dragon or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
He's sick.
yeah, swag used a good word for a certain sage mode. He called them like pseudo sage modes. Like Orochimaru
Yeah.
had pseudo sage mode.
Yeah, it's a half. It's like dragon,
Yeah.
incomplete.
And then Jiraiya is a certain, it's kind of like a pseudo sage mode. It's not perfected, you know. And then, well, conversely, we have Naruto, perfect sage. It's a perfect sage mode.
And then you have Kabuto, who's
Kabuto,
also perfect.
perfect snake sage mode, and then Mitsuki, perfect sage mode. You know, so I like that. That's a good word
See,
for it, though.
Mitsuki's not like Kabuto's though, so that's what I'm saying. I don't
Yeah.
think that's the same.
His like
I
it
think it's
seems
completely different
genuine.
sage mode.
Yeah, like his. Well, if we're being technical, Orochimaru created him, but his
Yeah,
just
yeah,
seems
really,
more like genuine in a way. I don't know. Maybe it's just the perception, like our
Like, they're
perspective.
organic. Ah, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
it seems more organic, but then again, he is genetically engineered, so there's that. But
And maybe it's artificial. Then.
yeah, it could be
It's
artificial.
reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's not like someone trained and attained it from the the sages themselves, but still, it seems pretty organic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the five Kages would think of the current situation. Well, I'm assuming their minds are rewritten, so they're all probably trying to plot and kill Boruto right now. Well, besides Naruto, that's if his mind did again change too, and Ida's fucking powers, like intradimensional, which would be insane.
What?
Which I don't
Something that
think
was funny
I don't
about
think it is
Mitsuki,
though.
He speedblitz Orochimaru so fucking.
Oh, I remember that. I
That's
remember that. Yeah, yeah.
hilarious.
I think he,
Like,
yeah.
Perception and like just everything. Just
That was like
completely-
it was like a mentally amped Mitsuki who was like mad about something and blitzed him. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Are you planning to read ahead and catch up with JJK, or will you wait for the second season? I'm kind of impatient. I kind of want to know what happens next. I might read it. Yeah,
I'm gonna wait for.
yeah.
Annoying.
I'm definitely gonna check out
I don't mind
JJK.
at all.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do JJK Zero though, since that's a prequel. Definitely gonna check that out.
And Demon Slayer's tomorrow, bro. I'm stoked on that.
Yeah. So there's a possibility. You know what? If I see like people want it, I see like there's good video ideas I could do myself, I might just do it. But we'll see. We'll see. You think the Tentagon could possibly make a return in Boruto? They'd have to make it sense narratively. I don't see how they would.
Yeah, I don't know how they would do that.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah, who has the Byakugan like that? And
yeah. They'd have to establish some sort of relevancy before even introducing it. Yeah.
Only the Otsuki can awaken that, right? Not a Hyuga. So.
I believe so, yeah. Just a Tsutsukified
You
person.
need the Hyuga's eye, and then to give it to the Otsuki, and then they awaken the Tetsugon. It's like shotting on the Rinnegan, but with
well,
Hyuga.
Toneri wasn't technically a Tsuski. He was just a clan member essentially, who just carried the ideology.
Yeah.
Ideologies of, no, not necessarily. I mean, he just had like pale skin and shit, but he wasn't really like a Tsuski.
Didn't he have like
Am I
the
wrong?
marks, though? Like the six pass marks and shit? I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been
That's
so
what
long.
I've
It
done.
is what it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
I haven't seen it in a while either, to be honest. But Kakashi's gonna pull up. Yeah, he'll probably replace Naruto for now. Yeah, probably will. I would.
Gonna pull up. Bro.
Yeah, I don't think Sasuke would. This is not his.
She's a survivor though. That motherfucker don't die or nothing.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Omnipresent, bro.
yeah, literally. He even gained respect from. Well, it's anime only, but he gained respect from Kaji Koshi in that one episode. They didn't fight, but
I heard he's really powerful too.
yeah, like Kaji Koshin,
Impressive.
he was trying to steal some artifact from the leaf, and Kakashi's like, bro, what the fuck, we're gonna scrap now. Koji's like, nah. And then Koji's like, nah, I'm gonna dip. I was like, okay. Yeah.
It just shows you how popular of a character Jiraiya was, and
Yeah.
Kishimoto was like, let me try to bring him back.
Yeah, because
You know
think
what
about it, like, people would argue, oh, he only did it to avoid skirmish, but he was willing to skirmish with fucking Konohamaru, slam him. He slammed Konohamaru.
Yeah, like he did from Kakashi. That
Yeah.
just goes to show that he clearly valued him as a threat.
Yeah,
So.
he's like, I'm gonna dip. Like, he just
like
left.
Konohamaru, he just went there and he just went there and whipped his dick out on the table. And was
Oh
like,
yeah,
no, fuck
he
all
got
of you,
so
I'm
fucked.
above
He
you.
got fucking humiliated by Koji. Koji whipped
I
his
haven't
ass.
seen it, but I heard he did
Yeah.
Konohamaru like really rough.
Yeah, he looked like a bitch in that episode. He really did. He did fucking terrible. And then
And
Ishiki.
I heard he fought Jigen as well.
Oh, he got his ass fucking whooped by him. He got fucking spanked. All of them did. Even Naruto and Sasuke got spanked. They were all getting spanked by them. Yeah.
Collectively, bro. Like
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all that.
Jigen
It's
too.
gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
that was an
Not
imperfect
even
vessel.
Ishiki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imperfect vessel whipping all their asses. That's what happened. Do you think Goku has a chance against Gojo, or is he getting folded? Goku, if we presuppose Gojo's ability is not on, would blitz him before he can even fire a synapse and understand what's happening. And then Gojo, he'd get one-shotted and he'd just kill him. Now, if his infinity power is on, we'd have to ask ourselves, is Goku's tremendous advantage in speed enough to actually hit Gojo? From the literature, it seems like Gojo explained, when you throw any kind of strike towards him and he has his ability turned on, essentially you're converging. There's a convergence of an infinite series taking place, which in layman terms means you can never really truly touch him. It might seem like you're getting closer and closer, but in actuality, you're still an infinite distance away from him.
Yeah.
So essentially, if it works the way we presuppose it to work, I don't know if Goku would be able to hit him, but there is a limitation to his cursed energy. He has a vast amount. The fight might last fucking ages, but eventually he will burn out if he doesn't take a break, theoretically, and then Goku would have his window. I don't know how he would kill Goku unless
Yeah. Also, like, I don't ever recall Goku having much like mental resistance towards like hacks of that like caliber.
That'd be a problem, yeah.
I know he can absorb information like almost instantly. Like when he put his finger on Krillin, he like instantly knew what happened with Frieza and Namek and all that stuff. So
yeah,
that's something to take note of. He doesn't ever do it again, but the fact that he can present you with an infinite amount of knowledge, I can't say Goku would be able to withstand it, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be a problem. He'd have to theoretically like instant transmission himself in time before Gojo's domain expansion expands. Maybe that's possible. He can like, leave the planet or something before it hits him. He's faster than Gojo, that's for sure. So that's a possibility. But then again, he's naive. If he comes in naively, he won't know what the fuck Gojo's doing. He's like, "What are you doing, dude?" Yeah. He'll be like, "What's going on, man?" And then he gets fucking hit with it.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Hey, dude," and then
test his abilities.
Yeah, Gojo's much more intelligent. He's like, "Oh, this guy's strong, but he's retarded. Let's kill him." That's what would happen. Yeah. He's analytical too. He's like Kakashi 2.0. He's like, "Oh, this guy's a retard. Let's kill him." And that's what would happen. So he'd probably like. That's if we presuppose that there's no like weird interaction between ki and curse energy, but yeah, probably Goku if the ability isn't turned on, and if it is, as of now, I would say probably Gojo, unless theoretically Goku's not stupid in this sense and he waits it out and he deduces the curse energy, which is a big if. That's not his type of style. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Goku's gonna like blitz him and punch him, and he's gonna realize like, oh god, I just killed him.
Probably, yeah.
From one punch, bro.
He's gonna see him flying. He's like, oh, this guy can fly. He must be a Saiyan. And then he kills him in one shot. He's like, oh god. He's like dead in one shot. So he'd probably be friendly with him. Probably be nice. He'd be like, hey, dude. That's how he is. So you want to fight? Gojo would be like, the fuck. So yeah, that's how Goku is. But yeah. Goku versus Gojo arguments mostly fall appeal to ignorance. Hey, that's not hard to believe. It makes sense. There's just things you don't know, especially when instant transmission is involved. Yeah. Now, if it was Vegito is intelligent. So.
Well, that's the thing. He has to like track someone's key signature to like teleport to them.
Yeah.
Can he do that with what is it called?
With cursed energy.
Curse energy, right?
Yeah, of course.
I can't say that for sure.
We can't say that for sure.
Transmission. He's so fast on his own.
Oh yeah. Like to Gojo's eye, it almost seemed like he is moving instantly because he's so much faster. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He'd be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. So, personally, Ida won't be able to riz me up with her Shinjitsu because I'm built different. Hey, if you're built like Sarada, you're built different. Or if you're Akatsuki.
Ada's 16 years old, bro.
Yeah, bro. Or if you're Akatsuki-fied, you're built different. You're straight. So, that's the truth.
Exactly, Naya. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's presupposing Goku wouldn't be able to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those are presuppositions we'd have to establish, and there's no way to definitively conclude whether you're right or not, because there's no way to prove it. So, there's no observations. There's no empirical evidence to even remotely make a concrete claim when it comes to that. It's impossible.
It's all just possibility territory.
All possibility, yeah. But all right, folks, we'll take 3 more questions and then we'll depart unless someone donates. Maybe I'll stay a little longer because the fights are gonna start soon. Bro, I've seen these TikTok
that's,
videos.
Sir Ghost again, man.
Oh yeah, by the way, Sir Goats, if you're watching still or watch the recording, shout out to you, man. That was a goated donation, man. We appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir.
And for all the donations in the past, we appreciate it. It's all in general, man. Bro, I've seen these TikTok videos of some kid beating cancer, and somebody in the comments says, "But can he beat Goku?" Oh God, that's a meme everywhere, even beyond anime community. Yeah, unless Toriyama reads JJK and is asked about it. Yeah, if Toriyama says, "Hey, you know what? You can't sense it," then guess what? Gojo dies. So, Gojo gets slammed. That's it. But yeah, Gojo's definitely up there with, as far as anime in general, he's like a top 10 favorite character in all anime for me right now.
Yeah.
Probably. I'd have like Naruto up there, of course, Goku's up there, Vegeta's up there, Itachi's up there. Yeah, Aizen. I like Aizen a lot. Madara. Gojo, maybe not top 10 because there's quite a bit. Maybe he's like top 20 for me personally.
Levi.
Oh dude, Levi's dope. L. Oh come on, yeah, definitely L. Yeah, he's definitely up there. Light. I mean, come on. Yeah. Yeah. Final questions though, folks, and we'll depart. We have some history to see.
Yeah, Masvidal winning tonight, man.
Oh man, I'm definitely rooting for Masvidal. I like Burns. I have nothing against him, but I'm definitely going for Masvidal. Yeah.
Same.
Gilbert's a good dude, but you know, it's just
absolutely.
This is Masvidal City. It's 305. So, any final questions, folks, at all? And of course, last time, a reminder: make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Oh shit, Batman alone with 20 gifted memberships. Appreciate that.
Oh,
goat.
I checked out all the membership videos.
Oh shit, we got some guys. Yeah, check out.
Holy shit.
Damn. Yeah, guys, if you're a member, check out my videos. I'm gonna up membership content. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I'll do them. Anything at all. You know, anime, whatever. So check it out.
Shout out to Batman, bro.
Shout out to Batman with 20. Shit, that's crazy. Madara is probably the best villain in Naruto. I agree. I think he is too. Yeah. He'd be number one. Then probably like Pain, and then probably like. I mean, Itachi is an anti-hero, but if you want to consider him a villain, then
yeah, Madara is definitely.
I don't think Itachi's a villain. He's like, he's more of an anti-hero.
I agree.
He was forced in situations where it's just, there was no winning, and it's either if he still chose the Uchiha clan, it would just end way more worse. There'd be more bloodshed. The other villages would invade, etc.
Exactly.
Yada. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Imagine Vegeta.
Like, he was forced in an impossible situation. Like literally, Obito asked Sasuke, like, "What the fuck would you do? Like, would you do any? You know, like."
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of like his hand was forced, basically. Yeah.
Like throughout everything in the past, like how he was as a ninja, etc. Like he was never evil. He was always doing the right thing. He was a pacifist, actually.
Exactly.
He hated violence. He didn't want to. So that's just not inherently true at all.
Yeah, he was just forced to. Yeah, his hand was forced. He had no choice but to like.
And Danzo enabled it as well. And shit.
Exactly. He was like forced to become something he didn't want to become to everybody else.
If Shisui arguably did his Kodo, things could have probably de-escalated.
Oh yeah.
And would have came through, try to talk with Fugaku, you know, and
yada. He probably would have coded like Fugaku or somebody or Danzo or something. Yeah.
But Danzo wanted to be an asshole and make shit go crazy. Like he
does. So. Hopefully we get to see the Akatsuki planet more when we get more lore. I agree. I want to learn more about their.
I've been saying that too.
Yeah, I want to learn more about their history. What that entails of their ideology.
They're gonna introduce that shit, bro, with the whole Zetsu Madara. That's where it all started. They might as well go full with that, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And don't be pulling an out of nowhere card and then just give us nothing about them.
Exactly. But there you guys. There you have it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. The fights are gonna start very soon, so we must depart. But appreciate you guys for the questions. For future streams, leave in the comment section below what you want next. Anything, tier list, reactions, or join the Discord. That's in the description as well. You can let us know there as well. We hope you guys enjoyed, though. Hope you guys enjoyed the JJK content. It's going to be more of that for sure, now that I'm more knowledgeable as I learn more. We hope you guys enjoyed it, folks, and we'll catch you in the next one, folks. Stay classy.
Peace.
Peace.